Phone call or for
I'd hate to have to start packing a weapon just because
so all you have to do is just you have your credit card, right?
I do.
Yeah, just give them that over the phone and they send it to you in the mail.
I have to get another picture taken though.
Well, right now I think they'll postpone it for a year.
Hey, I'm on live here, buddy. I don't have any viewers. Oh, there's one person on there and 2 likes. How did that happen? Say hello. Hello, hello. Hey, Janet. Just kicking back. Here's to everybody. We get it started off early. Wow, those went by quick. In the back. Hey, Tom. Pondam, how you doing, buddy? I hope everything went good for you today. Cooler, Scott, Jordy, my drinking partner, Chad. Hi, Michael. Eli, how you doing, brother? Oh, no, it won't scroll. I should have. Hey, John, Roy, Eric, how you doing, buddy? I haven't been fishing since Monday. We got no season up here right now. We're on our off season for fishing too. So don't tell anybody, you guys, but I'm probably going to go out and throw some beaver traps in. Very few beaver here, but I'm already putting weight on again just from the last 2+ weeks sitting here. Oh my. Yeah, I didn't have a drink, did I, Chad? I'll have a drink with you, Brad. You bet. Yeah, there's no reason to shave, Gordy. I shaved the day before court, and that was it. I kind of had to that night. I shaved for you guys. I missed a whole bunch. I left a little Hitler up here, so had to get rid of that. Go to court with that on. They brought me into court just to tell me that it wasn't safe for me to come to court. Unbelievable. And I just talked to him on the Monday too, and they go, "Oh no, it's on, it's on." No, I didn't win my court case, David. They adjourned it until September 3rd. Hey, Brian. I think they're just don't have a leg to stand on. So, Jeff, how are you, man? I got a new phone, Jeff, and I have not got you on my Facebook friend list. So take care of that for me, please, buddy. I want you back on there, and everybody else too that's not on there. You guys get back on there. I'm down to like 350 friends now all of a sudden because I don't know. It puts people on there that I've never even heard of before instead of my old friend list. So thanks, Jeff. Shits and giggles. Yeah, we just had a big giveaway TPF. You missed it though, so maybe next time. $27 billion. Hey, Jeff, how are you, man? I got Tyson Lloyd, the guy that tans my hides for me. I got 6 coyotes, 2 bucks, and that ginormous weasel from Dogs and Trolls last year. I don't remember the date, like 30th or 25th of January last year. That huge weasel. It was the size of my skidoo seat. They'll be done on Saturday, and I'll probably meet Dean Stonehouse in Pete. What's the name of that town? Watson or what?
Watson.
On the way to Humboldt.
Watson.
I'll probably meet Dean and Watson and pick them up. So, and like I said, you guys, we're gonna have a number between 1 and 1,000, and one of you guys is gonna get a triple nickel tan coyote. So that's a pretty darn good deal. I'd like to see more likes on there, you 45 guys. So let's get it on. Hey, Cody, I had 151 dogs this year. Hey, Lonnie, how are you making out with the beaver? I think I'll go out and catch. I told a friend of mine in Vancouver that I'd get him a couple of hides. So there's probably only like a half a dozen out here on Pete's land. I got that big monster when he's pushing 100 pounds again, but I don't want to touch him for a couple of years. See if we can push him up to world record size. I would like to have the world record beaver. So, hey, Sam from Australia. Throw another shrimp on the bobby. I don't mean anything bad by that. I'm not sure if that's a bad thing to say or anything, but. Hey Drew, it's going good, man. I had a friend call and he's all worried about somebody called him and told him coyotes didn't sell, and I said, "Well, how the hell would he know? Nobody's even gonna know till tomorrow. He's probably just until you find out for sure. Take a few deep breaths and sit down, man. Like the guy that was telling him is just a shit disturber too. I wouldn't believe anything that came out of his mouth, and no, I'm not gonna say his name. Hit that like for me, guys, if you got a minute. I do appreciate those. We got a check before I took that ridiculous picture that they put on there for me today. We have this year 444,000 views. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. It's all you guys. Yeah, I kind of pooped the bed on that one, 50. I grabbed the beer I saved for tonight. I thought I had 9 in there, which is not enough, but there's only 6 in there. But Pete's got these Alberta genuine draft. The cool thing is when you pop the top, the whole top comes off. So it's just like a water glass full of beer that you can pound right away. 205 furs, David. Next year we'll break 200 dogs if they let me trap. I'm going to have 121 rams next year, so I only had 61 this year, so I'm pretty thinking, 2.5 dog average per ram ain't a bad average, considering the game warden took 10 of them, and I mean the CO, and I broke 2 of them that'll be replaced. Right on, Jeff. Thank you. Hey, Steven. How you doing, man? Cheers, everybody. Damn, I miss you guys. I'm gonna do some hanging up in the shop, all my traps and stuff, and get all that. I gotta get the Argo out to Pete's here. I'm gonna use it as I don't know, Beaver Central or whatever. And it's a whole different kind of Beaver Central than it usually is when Pete's here by himself. But I'll just leave my Argo in the shop here, and I'll go to the beaver ponds from here. There's not many of them, like I said, so. I won't know until next September 3rd. I don't know why they put it off like that, man. Everybody was in court that had to be in court, and we're all there anyway. And I mean, we're all sitting 20 feet apart from each other. Like, get it on. And the judge went, "Oh, I might even have coronavirus." And she's sitting up there in the front, and the girl taking notes looks over at her like, what? I gotta take it easy on my smoking in here. Pete's getting a little bit like a wife. I understand it. I get going pretty hard when I'm, hey, Randall. Happy birthday. Here's to you. Pretty sure that's what it is, Tom, because if I'm found guilty, I can't even apply at that late a time for a reduced sentence or reduced suspension. No, I did notice. I cleaned up a couple loads of those dogs from the steps, and it froze again. It was minus 12 or 13 again today. So, but Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is going to be above zero a little bit, not much, but enough to get them out of there. I got some skunks out on the road last night. I think I'm going to set a couple pails for him. He and a damn beaver hasn't got any skunk essence, so he obviously doesn't watch my shows if he thinks that I'm a skunk trapper. So, I know you're all laughing in your beers right now, but. Yeah, as soon as it's found out in court, Drew, I get all those rams and my tie backs, everything back. Hey, Lance. Glad you can make it, man. Yeah, it's been snow. Like the Tuesday the day after we did our last fishing video, came back and it was raining in the morning, and by noon it had turned to snow and it was damn cold. And we are losing our snow fast here, but everywhere except in my yard, it'll be there until the beginning of May, I'm sure. Oops, I missed that one. Hey, Bruce from New Hampshire. Glad you can make it, man. You guys gotta start watching my videos and answer. I answer all these questions. I've been answering that what's going on with court and why for since November already, you guys. All you gotta do is read or some of my comments. It tells you everything. Or watch my November 5th show. That tells everything. November 5th, 2019. I just walked out of the CO's office when I cut that video. And there's like 5 catches on that 10-minute video too, so it's a good watch and you'll hear me rant and then I don't have to bore everybody that already knows or read the comments. Hit that thumbs up, guys. We got way over twice as many guys as thumbs up, so I'm kind of looking forward to setting some beaver traps. I might even wait, until the ice comes out. I could put some under the ice too. I got a 20 on my chainsaw, so I don't know, Bruce. Like I said, a friend of mine called today and he was all distraught because someone told him the fur prices were no good and they only sold 10% of the coyotes and just until you know why would you even lose a moment's, peace of mind over it? Huh. I gotta wipe that draft beer taste out of my mouth, but luckily we got some champagne here. You know what? No, ice is not leaving fast. There's not even water on it. The real shallow sloughs, like the 4 to 8 inch ones, they're watering up. But I mean that 4 feet of ice on the lake, that ain't gonna thaw out overnight. Uh-oh, Glenn is leaving or what? Oh, that's too bad. Thanks for coming out, buddy. And Raymond's here too, eh? Yeah, I gotta keep busy, man. Like I said, I put like 10 pounds on again since I put the rams away. I don't like that. I worked hard to get that weight off this winter, and wow, today I had a bag of hash browns and 6 eggs for breakfast. Like, yeah, that's gonna really help me lose weight. Well, I do like that for breakfast, so hash browns with half-cooked eggs smashed on top of them. You know what, Chad? And apparently I'm allowed to trap next year too, but I can't use power rams and I can't catch anything but non-target like coyote if they're not a fur-bearing animal next year. But I'm not even sure. Moose is usually Pete. When's moose? Beginning of November?
Yeah, no, September first. There's early season and late season.
December 1st?
There's 2 seasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's early season and the late season.
Pete says there's 2 seasons here, but yet nobody can find moose except me. And you know, I drive right up to them every day. Anybody gets tagged in this area, give me a call and I'll take you to moose. I maybe won't take you to a world record, but I mean, I can take you to moose. My charges are trespassing. Scott says, hey, Pete.
Hi.
Pete says hi. His wrist is sore today, so he needs a job. He's laying around spanking it too much, I think. Oh, now everybody's saying hi, Pete.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know, Jody. I don't know. I think those young ones are the best ones. You get a little young bull that's only about 700 pounds on the hoof. That's the one you want if you're an eater. Do which Randall? Guy to moose? Guy you mean? Pete, stop spanking it. Uh-oh, that's Pond him. He'll be on about your special sauce right away. He's nuts. He's one of the nicest 85-year-old men I know, though. Yeah, it seems like it, Lance. That was a big beard, man. And that was only like 8 months or something too, so I would think that would be his favorite little rascal. They want to know who your favorite little rascal is. They're guessing Spanky. Everything go good for you today, Kevin? Kind of thinking about that all day. Hey, John, glad you can make it, buddy. Well, I can line you up with some animals out here. I know where they all are. Pretty soon we're gonna have a little bit less snow, and I'm gonna do a video putting traps away and cleaning up all that bait. Like I say, that bait trailer's still right full, but it's snowed right in. I mean, Pete tried to pull it out of there geez, I don't remember what day it was, sometime on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, I mean, and it's frozen right in there, so getting a couple of nice days, maybe a shovel, and sounds good, Kevin. And I'll do some shed hunting because there's about a half a dozen or 8 moose that hung around those Sawyer's Cross right back over to the Tom and Kim bush. Only about a mile walk through some pretty thin bush, and some of the racks on them, as long as they didn't drop them out in the open field, should not be too hard to find. Hey Tim, doing good, man. Ernest, you guys are on that like button now. Thank you. Oh, what was I gonna say? That second jack we caught the other day, Sheldon gutted him, and he wanted to try. Asked me if it was all right if he took him home and tried smoking him, and I said, "How many papers is a jack like that?" He meant a smoker, I guess. So I said, "Absolutely, go ahead." Can you believe he let me fillet that jack with a dull knife while he's sitting on a sharp one? Dave, I don't know. Guys are saying they're like $15 a pound, but I don't know. You know, 50, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just all depends. So I like to keep it real simple, man. If there's blood and, like that on the trap, well, for sure, then I got to, right? You can't leave that on there. It's just they are used to steel out here, and like I said, and you've seen it before in the bushes, there's lots of old equipment or barbed wire fences. I don't worry about my chains or my tie downs. I try to hide them if they're shiny, but I don't get real anal about it. And you see, I catch the odd dog or two. So, hey, Chad, you look me up if you do. Yeah, wasn't that something, Scott? That was some bastard. I call him a bastard. He thought that was funny. You know what? I'm gonna hang all mine up right away, TPF, and you can see what I do. And it's not gonna impress you. It's not anything. Sounds It's not going to impress you. Then I've got dyes and stuff too, and I probably am going to try some dyes. I've got black and white, so I'm going to try dyeing some power rams white, and I've got Tremclad, black Tremclad. You know your anchor link. I'm going to take the shine out of that. I mean, I haven't had much trouble with it because usually what I do is if I've got a bait pile and I know the coyotes are coming from the away side, I put my rams on the bait side of it so that they don't see the ram until they're already in the snare. And yes, I've caught them on both sides, coming and going. So we always just call them jacks up here. Northern pike or jack. Hey, Bull, how you doing, American? Randall, you have a good one. Happy birthday again, buddy. But yeah, everybody puts so much emphasis on how smart coyote. They're just a dog, man. Sit and watch your dog playing outside and stuff, and you'll learn a lot about coyotes even just watching that. Just the mannerisms are the same and everything. And when a coyote decides he's going to hightail it and run, he ain't going to smell that ram at a 30-mile-an-hour clip. It's just going to be a quick jerk and down. Jack is a northern pike lance. We call them jacks out here. Cheers to all the little TNT maniacs out there. Sure good seeing you guys again. We're going to have to get out and have us an adventure here again right away. I don't know, you guys want to go shed hunting? We could do that. No fishing for over a month. Slough sharks, whatever you want to call them. They've been called snakes, everything out here. Hey, Jason. Glad you came, man. Thank you, John. That's awesome of you. Oh boy, David, that was a good meal. I know we had chicken sandwiches before that, a few hours before, but that jack was very good. I always carry my burner and a frying pan and some seasoning and whatnot when I'm out. Why not, right? You get out there all day, and I only caught 2 fish all day, which was 2 more than Sheldon caught. But he got time out there. What the hell? Fill them up and have make a memory, man. I know I've told you guys before, but I've only been trapping coyotes for 5 years. I mean, I'm learning a little more every year. I was a water trapper, but we've been in a drought here for. I got a lot of beaver out here when I first moved out here. There was beaver in every ditch and every pond, and they were even across the road from my house in that pond. I mean, they're everywhere. You know what? Northern pike are good eating in the wintertime. I would rather chew on one of my sneakers in the summertime than eat a jack, though. You got that right, Eli. Absolutely, brother. But walleye, yeah, I'm walleye and perch. I really like those. But there's so many jack in that fishing lake. That's where we caught those 25 in about 4 hours 3 years ago. And the one guy caught the 42 pounder right beside us. So some big jacks out there. Can you imagine how many walleye a 42-pound jack will eat in a day? Unbelievable. That 42-pound jack would have ate both of those jacks I caught at the same time and had lots of mouth left over. I could do that too, Pip. Yeah, I'm all open for suggestions, whatever you guys have. I know Rich said when I put my garden in and stuff like that, and I love having fires in the wintertime, in the summertime, and I might have 1 or 2 beers out there too. Kind of waiting for Quiver to show up. I went over my birthday live that night, and I promised a shout out for his grandson Liam. And the last 2 videos, I tried it on both of them, and the wind killed him. So, thanks, Sniper. Yeah, I'm not sure about this virus, you guys. I don't know one single person that has it. So, and I heard that if you do get it, crank your heat in your house up to 80 degrees. It can't live in anything above 80 degrees. That's why they figure it'll be gone by summer when we start hitting 30-degree temperatures. I don't know what to say. Pete and I are not world travelers, and we don't see a lot of people. I think we'll be all right. Damn right, Kevin. I appreciate that. It's not why I do it, though. You guys know that, so. I sure hope he's wrong about the price. Hey, something interesting happened, too, I want to tell you guys about. I got a friend request from a Chinese CEO from a big fur company there. So I was kind of hoping Northern Trapper was coming on. I'd like to find out. Hey, Gunner, I kind of want to find out if it's the same guy that friended him and wants all his furs too. Wouldn't that be nice if I could just send my furs straight to the guy and he gave me a decent buck on them all? That'd be what I'd like. I don't got any problem with guys shooting coyotes as long as you use them and don't leave them laying there. Ooh, Gold Country, how are you doing, brother? Glad you could make it out. Here's to you, man. Here's for me too, I guess. Yeah, I don't know either, Tim, but they say great temperature kills it, so. But it'll live on aluminum for 6 hours, so it's a man-made killing machine, is what it is, I guess. So I think whoever developed that thing should be pulled out in the middle of the street and beaten to death. My personal opinion. Michael, you got a dog, don't you? 50. I've never met him. We've chatted before on Timberline North. I'm not sure. I think we were Facebook friends too, but I never got back since I got my new account. Been really slack on picking up my friends again, but that's what I heard too, Scott. I heard if you get it, the best thing you could do is crank the heat up in your house and drink whiskey. Time for a Grand Pyrenees, buddy. Except those Grand Pyrenees don't want to stay home. Nice, good for you, Lonnie. I'm pretty sure you asked me one night about those. Was that you that asked me which I preferred, wolf or coyote? And I told you you got a lot more play with a wolf master. Whiskey had me at hello. I knew it. Some of you guys are too easy. I like it. Absolutely, Jason. Absolutely. You know, you guys maybe don't remember, but the end of January when I was sick and I didn't get out on my line for 3 or 4 days there, I'm pretty sure I had it then because they said there was something going around then and it just kicked the crap out of me. But I went outside in that real cold temperature and I'm pretty sure that cold doesn't do the virus any favors either. So, and you know me, it don't matter, cold or not, I'm going. I don't feel that cold like most people do. I don't let it get me down. I just look at it like I got to do it, so I'm going to do it. I can't get over already in my hair, man. I color my hair. I put that area in on purpose, otherwise it would just come out all brown. Big shot of JD. I was never a big JD fan, but or Gagermeister. Holy, my daughter brought that over one time when I was staying in the hotel, and oh man, I'd probably quit drinking if that was all there was left to drink was Gagermeister. That being said, probably Jose Cuervo though, yeah, friend of mine. Tequila watermelons. So how many of you guys are trapping beaver right now? I watched my buddy Hardcore Canuck. He was out trapping beavers. I didn't know otters still were in season. I thought that they had a season like mink, but they're still catching otters. So, hi Ronnie. You say hi to Kelly for me too, eh? Glad you could make it out, man. Like I said, it's been kind of slow here, and it's nice chatting with you guys again. I really appreciate it. Right out of the bottle, you got that right, Tim. I try just to do beer when I'm with you guys here because yeah, it could get really crazy. I remember watching Reaper do a show on whiskey one night, and I think it lasts like 14 hours or something. I don't want to do that. I'm on the old Wi-Fi at Pete's. It doesn't really matter anymore, other than you saw what happened with my new package with the unlimited. It's always buffering and going in and out, and I mean, I sit there and watch a video, and I just swear the whole time because every 5 seconds it buffers, and it. But I guess right now everybody's on their phones and on their internet, so another thing we got to do is start knocking those 5G towers down and burning them to ashes. I wish I could help you out there, buddy. I've done a little beaver trapping in my day, all right. Remember when I was a kid, I wasn't even allowed to drive, but Dad let me take my car. I had a '66 Coronet 440 with a six pack I bought from an aunt and uncle for $250, and he let me take it. And when the brakes went on it, I never even told him because he would have never let me take it. So I ran around the emergency brake for most of the winter. But I caught an 86-pound beaver that had a number 4 jump trap on one back leg and a number 4 bridger on the other one in a 330 conibear that he broke the wire on. And I was all pissed off sitting on the beaver house looking out into the water, and what the hell is that out there? And I grabbed a big stick and I pulled in that beaver. He was laying out there dead. 6 pounds. And that I thought was a big one until I got out here. He was my biggest one for a lot of years until I got out here where nobody trapped for 25 years. And I knocked off a lot of 90-pound beaver out here. But you leave them alone for 25 years, that's going to happen. And I know most of you guys have seen that picture of that 101-pounder I caught. Yeah, I don't like jail either. You can't lock triple nickel trapper up in a cage. $130? Wow. I won't get enough of them to make it pay. What I'd probably do is I'll just save them till next year and grind them. Hopefully we get some. I know Pete's gonna be mad if I say this, if we get some wet weather out here, but although Pete's got one of the only farmers I know out here that got all their crops off, but they don't piss around. They go get it done, right? 101.2 TPF. He is a monster. If you've never seen him, check me out on Facebook, and he's on my page. He is something to see. Pete's picking him up, and he's got him by the front legs, and the beaver's head is way back, and it's still taller than Pete. Archer too, how are you doing, brother? I'm glad you could make it. Coffee too? Is coffee here? Thought I saw somebody saying hi to Coffee, but my comments keep going off. Jace, there we go. There he is. Hey, Coffee, how you doing, brother? Glad you could make it, man. See, John, that's the thing that the guy that called me tonight was saying too, that beaver went well, raccoons didn't go well. I'm gonna fight that urge to call them coons. Hey, Chad, I'm out of beer. I gotta go to the fridge here. I'm glad, Coffee. I haven't talked to you in a while, man. I got the unlimited package, so I'm going over everybody's videos that I missed all winter. Wow, that was pretty lucky for you, Rick. Good timing, man. I'm gonna grab a beer. It's right behind me. I'll be right back. I am in Saskatchewan, Canada, Lance. God's country. Yeah, you guys, everybody say hi to Coffee. I haven't talked to him in a while, man. Good old boy from, man, I'm going to say Missouri, but I'm not positive. I'm thinking Missouri. I thought Pondam was from Missouri too, but he's from Mississippi. Hemi crooked letter. Indiana, I'm sorry. I got some friends from Indiana that come up here bird hunting every year. I got their furs in getting tanned for them for this fall. Like I said, I'm picking up those furs and I will do a little clip on that too, let you guys see some of my tan furs from last year. It's been over a year since I had them in there. I mean, hey, Wild Bill. You know, this is the 83rd upload of the year, and the first 3 years I only had 85 all in total. So, I mean, I, last year I caught a lot of coyotes too, but when I was busy skinning and catching coyotes, I wasn't recording. And I thought, you guys, that's what you want to see is me catching the coyotes. So this year I figured, screw it. I'm going to try and film everything. And I mean, if I got to put it on with another show, I will. But the way it worked out every other day like that, I had plenty of video for, some days I had an hour and a half of video that I got to cut down into 20 minutes. So I doubt I'll get rich. I'm pretty broke right now. I'm down to my last $230, I think. But I got a girl that's buying a fox and a coyote, and there's 300 there. And then that big coyote I caught last year went for 350 to a guy. So I mean, there's another 650, and that'll carry me till I'm thinking like 420. April 20th is when I'll get a check from Fur Harvester. Unless Dan's right and they never sold my coyote case, I'll be some pissed. I got 113 furs in there to sell, so. GFW. No, no, no. I went to Harvester, and it's their last chance. Just so you know, I've been screwed over by them enough times, and I like Ian from Down Beaver, and he's the new, I don't know what the hell you'd call it, broker or whatever, fur broker for him. And I like Ian, and I know he's very trustworthy. Just like Don Gordon is very trustworthy. I have nothing but trust for both of those guys. Don Gordon treated me like gold for years, and I just feel so bad about NAFA going under because they were great. I got nothing bad to say about them other than I wish they didn't support fur farming as much as they do. Oh, somebody's leaving. Tapping the screen and it's not coming on. There we go. All right, on, Lance. You have a good one, buddy. Take care of those little monsters. They'll grow up into be future little. Oh, and James. Yeah, beard growing back. There's no point in shaving. They canceled all our work and everything until September, and you know, sure glad I got a bunch of furs, or otherwise I would be hooped. And if Dan's right, I might be hooped anyway, so I'm not worried about feeding myself. I'm not going to say any more about it than that. You guys know what I'm saying. I will not starve. My little brother Sheldon there, he told me that they got all kinds of potatoes, but they just growing out eyes all over the place. I said, I'll tell you what, this spring, bring me a bag of those and I'll plant all those potatoes in my garden, and I want to try and level out the hills in my garden. She runs like speed bumps out there because of all the, I don't know why, maybe the old buildings that were out there or something, but I want to try and level it off out there. Whether that means rototilling the high spots and then raking it down, I don't know, but we'll figure something out. I left a lot of carrots and potatoes in the garden last year, so that's all just nutrients for this year, so. Tell you what, on my first sissy break, I'm gonna have Pete come sit in for you guys, so you be nice to him, okay?
I'm ugly, I'm going for a shower.
He says he's gonna go have a shower, so he's all pretty for you guys. He'll sit in here.
No, not today.
Don't make me have to put you in my chair. Pete's trying to be hard to get. He wants you guys to beg for him to sit in here, so.
No, I ain't begging, I ain't going in. I'm ugly.
Damn, hair all over the place again today. Be a pretty good time to clean my house up and everything, but I like it nice out so I can put shit outside and clean around back in, so. And it's just a little too cool to do that right now. I'd end up opening my patio door and breaking the glass or some bloody thing, and I don't want to do that, so. Man, for 100 of you out there, sure are quiet, like. Let's have some suggestions what you want to do. We got beaver trapping, we got putting traps away, we got the fur. I'm going to show you those dogs when I burn that pit. You guys bring a plate and a fork. You guys can have all the coyotes you want. And the reason I said don't be sending me any recipes, because people think that I'm wasting these coyotes and that I should be eating them. I've been in way too many coyotes to ever eat one of those stinky buggers. I'll tell you, right off the top.
We're not from China.
Yeah, I'll send them to China, like Pete says, but there is no way I'll ever eat a coyote. Ever. I don't care. You could pay me. Whoa. Tried to readjust there. I see in Vancouver they're eating the tenderloins out of the back and soaking them in soy sauce for like 3 days. Like they're not rotten enough already without soaking them for 3 days. I've opened up coyotes before that would knock a buzzard off a shit wagon at 100 yards away. I mean, I'm not eating that shit. You got a better chance of seeing me eat a skunk than eating a coyote. So that ought to tell you all you need to know. Where'd you guys all go? Oh, it's not scrolling. Oh, crap. I missed all that. Okay, I'll be right with you. Thanks, Chad. I hope I get money on him, too. Damn, that sucks, copy. Right on, Eli. Yeah, you know what? I've been with fur harvesters before, Lonnie, and I'm very leery about it, but I am optimistic, so thanks well, Bill. 4 beaver and 4 muskrat. I don't have any muskrat there. And why is that not working now? Yeah, no doubt about it, David. Yeah, he's not giving it to us. He's giving that to his chosen people. Okay, there's just too many. I'm going right back and I'll catch him from here. Hey, Brad. How you doing, man? Pond him. He's blowing something up all the time. Been blowing anything up. Glad you put the up on the end. No going hungry. Oops. That was my damn arm. Hey, Marcel. Hey, you're here. That's all that matters. No, court. They adjourned it until the September 3rd, just so they could screw you out next season. I'll bet you got more beaver there, Scab, than I do. I didn't set the skunk ambush. I'm gonna give them a day or two. It's supposed to warm up on the weekend, so. But we are gonna get out and try and set a couple beaver traps. I'm gonna go through the ice for a while. I've got my buddy Jimmy Henderson sent me a bunch of link snares, but I can't hang those link snares, so I'm gonna try a couple of snare pole sets. I'm a 330 conibear guy. I will show you how I do it. It's by no means my own design. I actually watched, and I'm thinking it was Lawrence, but I'm not sure, at the 2014 Rendezvous, and he showed us such a nice way to put a piece of poplar in those 330s where they won't, they work great. So I will show you all of that. Oh, I hate when it goes off because then it doesn't scroll, and I can't. I'm touching it here, and it won't. There we go. Story time with TNT. You got her, Tom. Rich told me that he'd watch me if I read children's nursery rhymes. So, speak, Rich. Hey, how you doing, buddy? It's not the same Rich, but good that you're here, man. Yeah, like I said, I don't have a lot of beaver here. I first few years I took like 600 of them out of here, and then we lost all our water. We had, geez, I think we had an inch and 3/8 3 years ago, and then an inch and 5/8 2 years ago, and it actually rained lots last year, like probably 10 inches anyway, or roughly thereabouts. But it just sucked into the ground as fast as it fell. It was that dry. Hey, David. Lonnie is in Brandon, or roughly thereabouts. How big, Tim? Excuse me. Oh, there they go. They quit talking to me. They're talking to each other. That's cool. Hot shot of my Prusovsky. Because I know Chad had a shot too. We're trying, Rich. I'll, I hate the thought of it, but I gotta go digging through that pile of paper on my kitchen table tomorrow. Find my receipt. I'll go through and see how everything graded and whatnot, and I'll let you guys know. Gators. Yeah, we don't have a lot of gators. Beer is tasting awesome, Chad. I never had a problem with beer. I do like my beer. There's a ton of raccoon around, but they're not worth bugger all, and I'm not flushing. And I did one raccoon this year. You guys remember that great big bugger? He's off getting tan now. So, MD, is that Maryland? Maryland? Moncton. Huh. Chad, my new drinking partner on my lives. Yeah, I have to watch my birthday one over again. Absolutely, Brad. Hey, Boxy. Thank you. I appreciate you coming out. I saw you got your second video on there. I noticed today. I'll be watching that tonight when I get home. North Carolina. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. That's why I did them up. I wasn't worried about price. If I was worried about price, I would have done like I did with all my other ones and give them away. He's just such a big brute. I think you guys remember that one we caught in that pail set that one day. I think it was January 3rd. and he was way bigger than the pay. So he's probably a quadruple XL. So hour and a half. That's bugger all in Saskatchewan. That's like little drive. That's about how long it takes me to get to Damn Beaver. But just between you and me, you guys, I don't have a driver's license right now. I forgot all about it expiring the 31st of March. So Gators, man, I would love to go Gator. Well, I'll tell you what, Eli, when I was a little heavier, it had to be a 20 or I wasn't bending over. Mm-hmm. Thanks, James. That's awesome. We got to stick together, guys. We are a brotherhood, whether anybody believes it or not. I know I'm having a tough time right now, but I mean, I am far from finished. I don't know how to quit, so I mean, I won't. One thing I got to say, when I went out to Todd's that day to do that perch and walleye video, filled the car with gas, drove out there, drove back, went the next day to get the beer, drove home, drove for smokes, drove home. Figured, well, I better fill this little car up. $20.02. So I mean, I don't like my ass only being 3 inches off the pavement like that, but I gotta say, a little bucker's cheap on gas. But it's so low that everybody's lights, even dim lights, are they blind me in that little thing. Morris, how you doing, buddy? Bull Daniels, I don't know if you guys know that or not, but that was American by birth. So I'm kind of, I didn't like having to call him American all the time. Now I got to call him Bull. These guys in your names. Well, it all depends, Brad. A Coyote ram, you can get a Coyote ram with the tie down and the snare put together for probably about, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Brad, but probably 35 to $40. Whereas with the Wolfmaster and the tie down and the snare, you're probably looking more like 45, $50. But I'm pretty sure you can get just the Wolfmasters for 375-ish a dozen, but that's no tie downs, no snares. But Ian throws a dozen snares in with each one. I haven't checked yet, Rick. Like I say, tomorrow I'll go through that massive pile of paper on my table and sort through it, and I want to start getting ready to get those dogs in that trailer out of there, and all my traps moved to the shop, and we got the trap room in there, so they're not cheap, but I mean, you catch two really nice coyotes, that pays for a dozen Wolfmasters, right? Three for sure will pay for them. I forgot to say cheers, but cheers. 30 a ram for a coyote one. You know what? We got some beautiful raccoons up here, but they just don't want them. And you know what? Raccoon has the densest fur out of any fur bearer. So, Lonnie, me too. I get a real good deal for me, and he's been pretty good to me. He appreciates that I mention down beaver trapping supplies on my videos all the time, and I always pay in cash too. I don't check or none of that shit. So, and he likes cash, so gives me a really good deal. And I'm not saying 20% off, but I do get a pretty good deal out of him. So, and he always, like I seen him at the convention, he said, I want to send you another box full of shirts and bunny hugs and whatnot. And isn't it, Steven? That's not just because it didn't wash. That's actual fur there. I think what I'm going to do is next season, it comes in pretty quick now. Like this is only a couple of weeks. And I'm just going to, instead of letting it grow for 3 months, I can actually eat for half of the trapping season without eating all my fur on my face too. So my oldest boy's birthday, October 8th. I think I'm going to start growing it then, because by the time it's November, December, I got enough on there to keep that balaclava from freezing in my face. So, well, James, awesome having you here, man. Yeah, you got to watch a movie with your daughter. That's pretty important. Spend some time with your kids. Your birthday's on the 18th of October. Nice. Brad, I don't know if you were here before, but I got a friend request from a CEO at the for marketing in China, CEO Hugo, and I was hoping Pepper would come on here and see if he's the same guy that friended him. So I'm thinking maybe I won't have to sell my furs anymore. I can go direct to him. So hey, Nate, I'm glad you could make it, buddy. That's not $30 ain't that crazy, man. I paid over $60 for my wolf traps, like $65 for a wolf trap. I mean, I got a half a dozen of them for like $420. So, I mean, take care of your gear, little ass. You know, like I had a girl on my comments one day saying, "Oh, you're gonna lose your trapping privileges. I'll buy your rams." I said, "I'm not selling my rams." She said, "Well, where can I get cheap ones?" And I said, "You can't get cheap ones. You get cheap ones, you might as well buy them from China with steel that breaks all the time. Like, you pay, you get what you pay for, man. If you want cheap shit, you're gonna end up with cheap shit." So that's what I'm thinking, Steven, is if they're gonna pay me like direct. And I noticed that Jason Roberts is his, and Kurt McCutcheon and all of them are his friends. So I'm thinking that he'll probably just make one trip to Canada, you know what I mean, and pick up furs and I got absolutely no problem selling to somebody that's going to pay for them. I do want to try and get a few people involved in making mittens and hats and whatnot, and I will save, 25 or whatever furs for that and get them whatever they prefer, whether it's beaver, whatever they want. Well, not whatever. I'm not doing skunk piss on that. But the skunks I caught this year, I threw them away. Like I used to just throw them on the bait pile and take the shotgun and shoot them in the ass to stink it up. But hey, Lone Ranger. But I gave all my skunks to Dean Stonehouse this year. He skins them. He's got 4 ounces of stinky there. Hey, Janet. Well, that's kind of weird. What kind of price did you get on them? Probably $8 to $12 a piece, eh? And for me, it's just not worth it. Putting that scent downstairs in my, because I skin in the basement. I find that I do a lot better job in my basement because I'm already in the house. I'm not hurrying to get in the house. I'm already there, so I'll have it set up a little better every year. Last year was a good year. I had it set up pretty damn good. But there's things that I thought, well, I should have this or I should have that, or I need a TV with DVDs and AC/DC or Aerosmith screaming in the background, and that'll all everything that I figured I need, I will add it. I mean, I don't know why it keeps going off like that. There we go. Oh, 11 skunks. Jesus. Like I say, there was 2 playing on the road right in front of my house yesterday, so I got to get those out of town. I'll just set a couple of 220 boxes and maybe a couple of 330 boxes, and usually when that bar hits them, they don't even spray, so. And like I said, Ian from Down Beaver wants some of them, so. he's a good guy, so I don't mind helping good people out, even if it's something I don't like to do, I'll do it. So I am going to try a little water trapping because that's all we have is a little water. I know the beaver that I'm looking at right now are in whole dugout with a slough that grew around it, but you can see the outlines of the dugout. That's how little water there is in it. And I got three patches out here, right? They're pretty well like 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 8 o'clock on the clock from Peter's house. So I'll just bring my Argo out here and my traps and whatnot, and I'll show you how I set them up and everything. So I'm gonna leave that big bugger alone at high dam, though. I think in a couple of years he'll be a world record, and I did talk to Pete, and he said he's fine with that, me leaving him alone, because he's pretty well as big as that 101 pounder right now. So a couple of years he could be 115 or something. So you know, Ambush, I don't even know what skunk essence is worth. I was thinking it's got to be like about equivalent to gold per ounce, or I ain't touching it. So hey, Lance, those monsters would probably eat you anyway. A lot of skunks there, Rich. 20 an ounce. It's like gold on the Klondike days was. Oops, that went quick. Hey, when I want to catch skunks, trust me, I don't have any problem catching skunks. Hey, JR, how are you doing, buddy? What's it like in Minnesota right now? Probably not that bad here. Although, like I said, we're still like 11 or 12 below Celsius here, so just a wild guess, I would guess that would be about 15 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly, in there somewhere. That sound right? Yeah, close-ish. 15 to 20. Okay, that beer had a hole in it. I'll be right back. Pete, you have a shower yet?
Yeah.
You did? See, with me, you can tell 6 hours later because my hair's still wet. Yours is dry already. I think I took more hair in my brush this morning than you got in your head, though. I should start saving that for my bald friends. Not you, but I mean, in a couple of years, maybe you. So basically, yeah, that's what I'm telling you guys. We're gonna do the odd live here and there. I mean, it's been what 2.5 weeks since the last one, and it's probably gonna be like every couple or 3 weeks. But I'm gonna keep my camera with me and I'll video stuff. And what I'll do is I'll make sure I say the date so you guys don't think it all happened on one day, unless it did happen on one day. But and we'll I want to try and keep the shows rolling, whether after work, if I'm working in Estevan, I can hit the river and do some fishing. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen Boilermakers drink, but that's pretty damn entertaining too. The one video on the Sprinter with Terry on the cover with the little mini bike on the deck there, and funny stuff. We ended up pushing and throwing each other around that night. That was a good time. But yeah, I'll try and keep the videos coming out, like just updates, whatever. They might not all be. I try to do 20-minute videos roughly, so every 3 views is an hour. But if I can't, I can't. I'll do what I can, but we might get a run a bit long on the beaver stuff because you know how that takes a while. So for some reason I'm not scrolling again. Hi, I'm gonna hit the line for sheds right away, buddy. I'm scrolling through now. It stopped. Hey, reap what you sow. Cook me some moose too, Morris. Well, that's the whole thing with my permission for all this land I'm on with sheds. Pete said you have to talk to my dad about that. I said, actually, I don't because he signed a blanket that I'm allowed on his land anytime I want. So I've got it all signed and everything. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but I made sure that hey, Chips of Steel. I covered on it. Like I said, there's a lot of big moose out there, and pretty sure they're all walking around antlerless now. So I try and get to those sheds before the porcupines and rabbits eat them. So because they love chewing on them. Did you go out for a smoke?
Yeah,
Should I feel bad that I'm smoking here?
yeah, the whole house is just fucking full.
I've got the fan on,
And
man.
it doesn't help all the time, but it's one after another, it just balloons up.
See what I gotta put up with here just for the sake of Wi-Fi. Usually he's pretty good, but he must have washed the ceiling or something. Okay, well, we better cool it on the smoking. I don't want him mad at me because end up with, oh no, he's only got one hand. I should be able to handle him by now. You know, Bill, I might do some tenderloins out of them. Like I say, I travel with my burner and my cast iron and stuff all the time anyway, so. I'm thinking beaver tenderloins would be better. Take them home and marinate them though in a Canadian or something overnight. Pete is doing good, Steven. He's just a little grumpy right now because all of a sudden he hates smoking, so. He doesn't seem to mind when he has none and I show up with smokes, but all of a sudden when I'm talking with you guys and not paying any attention to Peter, he gets a little bit raggy. He is corded iron. He's tough as nails, man. I didn't want to piss with him, but you know, the first time I ever met Pete, we were getting drunk at his house here, and he was Ukrainian dancing. Do you know what I mean when you do the squats and you're kicking your legs out and your feet and your hands behind you? Yeah, yeah. I don't want to get kicked in the shit like that. That'd be horrible. Be like a bad dream. Yeah, he could really go. I'm thinking he's too old now to do it. That was like 7 years ago, anyway. Scott says, "Get over here. Pete. Don't call over to me because he's in a bad mood right now."
Oh, I'm not in a bad mood.
He says he's not in a bad mood, so that means he's in a horrible mood.
I'm not your wife, so that doesn't work.
Yeah, no, before anybody gets the wrong idea. Cheers, everybody. Haven't heard from Chad in a while. Did he pass out or what? Brad, you know what? There are places here like that, and I want to try and help this. A girl I went to school with, I've known her since I was in grade 5. She wants coyote and a fox to try and play around with that, and I'm going to encourage her. Thanks, there's Chad. I'm going to encourage her to start doing it because I would much rather, I'm giving her a really good deal on a tan fox and coyote. $300 for a fox and a coyote tan. So, I mean, hope he's grumpy because he has to. Oh, I'm not telling him that. Pondum, stop it. Pondum says you're grouchy because you have to change hands. He wouldn't do that, I don't think, John. Yeah, he would do that to me, I bet. John says, be nice to Peter. He'll change his Wi-Fi what was it, code word or whatever? You know what I mean, password. I don't think he would though, John, because he's the one that programmed into my phone. Because I am no bloody good at that shit. Hmm. I'm gonna spin you out the window and let you have a look out there, man. Beautiful out there. I don't know what you're gonna be able to see, but sun's going down in the west. Not a lot of snow, but still, some snow. I don't know. Could you guys see anything out there, or was it just all one? Don't be on pond him. He's needs his nap every hour and a half. When you get to be old like that, you will too. Hmm. Hmm. Just bugging you, little brother. Could you see stuff out there? Nobody's talking to me anymore, Pete. I think they're mad at me. They're talking to each other. That's okay. I'll sit here and wait and I'll drink beer. Oh, you can see. Right on. 85. That's what I heard. It looks beautiful out there, but it's cold. Like I mean, it's not cold like trapping cold, but I mean, you wouldn't want to be out there in a speedo. Put it that way. Like Pondam, I think he's out there blowing shit up in a speedo. Hey, Fox Hills, glad you can make it, buddy. Pete's got a nice place out here. Yeah, did not catch a wolf this year again. That's 3 years. 3 years since I got one. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are a little farther east, so in New Jersey, so we're usually dark at 4 o'clock in the wintertime here, and now we're I don't know, Brad, like 7:30, 8 o'clock before you couldn't shoot something at 400 yards here now, right? Or a possum thing. A possum thing with a weasel jock on it. Yeah, we got to like May 15th for beaver here though, don't we, Brad? Thong, that's what I was thinking. Thong. Elastic band with a weasel thong. Hmm, hmm. Hey, Ernie. Thank you. God is great. Beer is great too, though. Thank you, God, for making beer. Ah, you guys are crazy. I like it. Hand to me. Yeah, we're not anymore here. There's no bounty here anymore, Brad. So I'll save you tails, except the ones that I want to cook up and eat. Weasels don't be good. Hey, Northern Trapper, this is the guy I was talking about before. I was wondering. I got a friend request. Uh, CEO for marketing in China. Is that the guy that you were talking with? He's friends with Jason Roberts and Kirk and lots of guys. I was uh I was thinking I would definitely friend accept his friend thing, but I did ask him already, Rick. Thanks. I'm not sure if he picked up on it, but and wow, that's him, eh? Okay. Did you accept his friend request, by the way?
Huh?
I'm not talking to you. Just keep watching your program and masturbating over there. I had sometimes these people on here, Pete, actually talk to me too. Hugo, did you accept it, Northern Trapper? Still not talking to you, Pete. That's still me talking to the phone here. I got a whole bunch of coyotes in my cold room downstairs, and I'm thinking if they're not selling at sale, I might have to take a drive up and see Don Gordon. I know he will love these because they are all beautiful prime ones. Pete is not in a recliner, but he is probably making his special sauce. Yeah. Hey, Chad, glad I could help. Okay, you know what, Northern Trapper, I'm gonna too. He's probably gonna swing out this way and pick up all our furs next year. You guys, yeah, just I'm on Facebook. There's a guy there with a face kind of like this, and you've probably never seen anyone else with an ugly mug like this. So that's me. I mean, if you have a very limited profile, because I don't want to go through what Jason Roberts did, maybe send a messenger too and just tell me who you are. And like, I just can't take any chances on losing all my videos and everything. I will not take that chance. So I've had people call me before and friend request me, and all they've got on their profile is one picture. Like, yeah, I just talked to a guy. Went and talked to Don. He took 50 to him, and he took 140 across the board on all 50 of them. I've only got I think 40 down there, but I got a bunch of fox and some weasel, and I'm definitely keeping that 205 for. That is one big coyote, you guys. I mean, I've seen big coyotes before, and you guys have too. I know it, but man, those guys stateside that tell me that they don't get over 40 pounds, I got a left one that they can lick right now because I'll tell you what, that coyote was well over 60 pounds. It's huge. It's 61 to the base of the tail and just over 80 inches overall. That is a big coyote. And he will be on my wall because I know people won't believe it, but I'll tell you what, he will be on my wall. You want to see him? You come see him. I think I'm going to get Ian to do that one because I'm not waiting a year and a half for it. Yeah, Eli, so you know what I'm talking about. I don't know, you guys probably remember that day when I caught the 8. That second one I caught and kicked was over 60 pounds. December 1st, I had one over 60 pounds. There was another day I had two of them that were pushing 60 pounds. I mean, there's big dogs out here. Sawyer's Cross, though, they're knocking deer down. Not this year. I only saw the two deer knocked down in there this year, but last year they were knocking down like a dozen deer in there. Well, exactly, Brad. That day I caught that 205 and that 204. That 204 wasn't a little dog. It's not a little dog. When you look at the way they're hanging there, it looks like a puppy beside that other one. And you seen in my video, I'm a big dude, and I walked up beside that coyote and gave it a hug. And you can tell at 220, and I might have been embellishing a bit. I'm probably more like two and a quarter, 230 again. That was a big dog, and exactly Archer. No fat on him. Very little fat on him at that time of year, because they live on their fat cells after the fall with the big baits, and they eat mice, and they're not thinking of feeding; they're thinking of breeding. That's a big dog, and you know what? The white face on it, that just blows me away. I've never seen one with a face quite like that one. And he was a fighter. He had some bite marks in his nose, but he'll look good on my wall. I'm pretty sure hanging beside my wolf, he'll look great. You know what? Well, that big guy, he would take down yearling deer by himself. Now, I'm not talking fawns. I'm talking freshing does, and he's a big dog, man. I walk over to him, and his chest is like maybe not as big as mine, but he's got more uh, up and down, not the width that I have. But big dog, man, big dog. I would not be surprised. I don't have a scale. don't want to sound like I'm drunk or full of myself, but I would not have been surprised if he was 70 pounds because I usually grab this hand in the hook and reach up and hook them. I couldn't lift him with my right hand. I had to use both hands on that hook to lift him up. He's a big, bloody dog. That's why I kept looking at him thinking he was half wolf, but I just don't see it in him. I just can't see it other than the long legs and big feet. I'm pretty happy I got this unlimited now because I get to watch all my favorites like Northern Trapper and all these guys that with that 20 gigs, I was using 20 gigs a month on my damn shows, and now I get to watch all their old stuff. I maybe won't comment because it's late and I still get comments. You know what? I had a guy comment twice today. I mean, twice today, 7:58. How long ago was that since we had that? You know what I mean? I that was on the 500,000 views. I mean, those we do those draws like 2 days, three at the most, and they're still commenting on stuff like that. You know what? I appreciate them watching, but you got to realize that when it's a month or two ago, that contest is long gone. Absolutely, Eli. And you know what? I think that's why I have red in some of mine too. But like I said, the president of Saskatchewan Trappers Association was at my place, and I showed him what I had for dogs there, and he could not believe the variation in colors that I have out here. We have more colors in dogs out here than pretty well anywhere. I don't know anywhere that has more variation. I can go right from almost white to silver to smoke to black to beautiful dogs out here, though. But I'm getting two more just like them next year, Ernie. I don't catch a lot of dogs too, NT, and you catch some beauties, so I don't have any problem believing that anybody else catches big dogs like I do. I mean, no problem at all because we got big dogs here, but I mean, it's over 60% of my subscribers are from the US of A, and I love those guys and appreciate them all. But a lot of them seem to think that those little 35, 40 pound dogs are as big as they get. And I know that I've caught dogs up here that crap bigger than some of them dogs. And no disrespect intended, but we got some big ass dogs up here. Hey Jesse, I'm not even sure, man. I don't even worry about that crap until it happens. You know what? It's unbelievable how, hey Jeff, I'm glad. Thank you, man. It's unbelievable. Now I forgot what I was gonna say. Stupid beer. Whoops. There, food there. Wild Bill, that's what I was gonna say. There is, when I first started trapping out here, the coyotes 5, 6 years ago, it was so hard. You never saw deer, and I see them constantly now, and I mean constantly out there. There are so many deer out here now, knocking down dog population. The Tom and Kim bush out there. They said they still got dogs hanging around their cattle. I offered to go out there with my 223, and they don't seem very crazy about that idea, but I'm not a kind of guy that sprays and shoots bullets all over. I know what I'm shooting out. So, huh. You know what? Nothing at all. Hey Tony, how you doing? Nothing at all wrong with our dogs here. I've got, like I said, Northern Trapper, Brad. Uh, we catch some of the most pretty dogs in the whole world here, and I'll stick by that. You know what, Nate? I've got a farmer out here that's known of my family for years and of me, and he told me if there is a dog in the middle of my cattle, you have a green light to shoot it because I'm not about to spray and I know what I'm shooting at. And if I pull that hammer, I was always taught, my dad always taught us, and my dad was a good shot, which I don't understand how a guy could shoot that good with his eyes closed, but that's just an inside joke. He always taught us that it's a lot easier to pass up a shot than it is to bring it back. So I pretty much live by that rule. If I am not sure, I don't take it. And pretty sure most of the time. It's almost time for that first sissy break. I'll have to get Pete in here for a minute.
Nope.
Pete said he's not gonna. He says he hates every one of you guys. Well, he never said that. I'm paraphrasing now. He's just being a little wallflower. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that time he sat in for me, I think two shows ago when we did a live, I thought he did a great job. I watched it after when I got home, and I thought he did awesome. Hey, main event. One shot, one kill. Exactly. Uh-oh, you know what? Pete cannot hear you guys begging. Pete, they're begging. They want you to come sit in for 1 minute. I enjoy his appearance too.
Not tonight.
Pete said he's got a headache and his wrist is really sore, and I'm not telling him that. Jesus. If he wants to see that, he can come and read it when he sits in here. Ponda might be sleeping. He, like I said, those guys nod out. When you get to be that age, just sitting there with a smoke in your mouth, nodded right out. I'll be right back, you guys. Talk amongst yourselves. This Pete won't come to talk. Oh, I can almost see where all the beer ends in there. Hey, witness, Pete, come and talk. Pete, what the hell? Pete, hello, hello. Pete, 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 Pete. Yeah, I don't know what the hell. That's not very nice, Eli. You're a good guy. I don't know why you'd say something like that. I'm back now, Rick.
Back?
I don't use a winch for skinning. Yeah, everybody buggered off though. I mean, they'll come back. I married a winch. He said a winch, not a wench. Yeah, that's funny. I don't know what happened there, you guys. Yeah, they're coming back. I really don't know what happened. I went to restart it and said, "Do you want to resume where you left off?" I'm like, Unreal. It's not like I touched anything. I sat back down and it just started buffering. The thing where the goes around and around in your face. Pete's moving closer. I think he wants to get in. Fuck sakes. Now I just got an emergency alert too. Like
That's what probably was happening. The emergency alert was coming
that's
through.
probably what happened, Pete Biggers.
Yeah.
And he knows more about this shit than I do. Hey, Buckley from Alaska. Thanks for coming out, man. Okay, people are coming back now. Probably lost a few to Trapper J, but I mean, that cannot be as much fun as Triple Nickel. Come on. Honestly, you guys. Here they come. Now they're coming back. I think it was probably something, Lonnie, I want to see you do coyotes. Like I said, if I'm not trapping next year, you guys give me a call, run out and see you guys, and I will put shows on of your trap lines. And I can't not trap. I have to trap. I got a couple of offers from like Jim Henderson runs that trap line in northern Alberta. I can we're build a cabin there with him this year, and I would rather stay where I am because I'm starting to learn the country a bit. But yeah, Lonnie. Quickest one I did this year was 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So, hey, well, Bill, miss you too, man. I don't know what happened. Like I say, I got an emergency alert from that stupid emergency broadcast system that they're trying to program our brains with to be unbelievable. I think if we wanted to get rid of all guns, all we do is pack our guns and go to the capitals and take care of it, and it's done. Pete did not cut the cord. He was the one actually telling me, trying to help me out get it back on, so. My beard grew when I was gone. Oh, hey. That crazy hair. I don't have a lot of trouble growing hair. But I multitasked while you're gone. I grabbed another one. Yeah, I thought he'd come on too, Bill, but he's being a little bit foo-foo poo-poo. Live again, Harvey. Here we go. You know what? It's not really again. I was live the whole time. It's not like I died or went into cardiac arrest when it was buffering. And that's why I call him Pete all the time, or little brother. He's a good dude, so. Yeah, supposedly Buckley, but I mean, we're not world travelers here either, so. I had to drain my giggy. Oh, Marcel, that sucks, but. At least you're essential, not like our prime minister who's just a waste of fucking skin. I sincerely hope that Trump has a drone in mind for our waste of fucking skin liberal party up here. All they know how to do is spend and virtue signal. Time we got a government in here again. I don't know why the people are so stupid. It's the same thing every time. Liberals get in, spend all the money. Conservatives come in, straighten it out. Liberals get in, spend all the money, and fuck everything up, and then conservatives get back in. Like Stephen Harper ran a balanced budget, like 76 billion that Trudeau government has spent in the last 3 years. It's unreal. Buckley, see if you can get his ass in gear, because we're getting sick of this guy. I know he's got a what do you call them, those ankle monitors on? So he's on lockdown, and I'm pretty sure it's from Mr. Trump, who, by the way, more Canadians love Trump than Trudeau, so it might be bull, but you know what? I'm a hateful guy, I guess. Really, Lonnie. See, and that's important to keep the food moving because they're going to start starving us out like Venezuela if they don't, which I'm almost positive is his plan. All I need now is a generator, and I should be all right. So I'm going to go make sure with my fur check I get a generator, and I might buy a truck. I'm thinking maybe I can get Pete to part with his short box because it's the same year, and all my shit from my truck will go right over. Trump's a good man. I don't care what they say. You know what? The Democratic Party there has spent the last 3.5 years trying to impeach him and make up bullshit because they're part of the deep state and they're desperate. They'll do anything. And I'm hoping that they keep Trump safe because you guess what? It's not like Hillary's never killed anyone before. I sure hope this Q stuff I've been reading is true. Some of it that I'm reading is pretty scary what's going on, but the sky's beautiful over there now. I should spin you guys out the window again, but I'd have to put my smoke down and not have a drink of beer, so we'll get out, we'll see some stuff, see if I can get, yeah, I don't want to read it. Sorry, T. Tony, I don't know what the hell. Yeah, I hear you, Lonnie. Pelosi is nothing, Wild Bill. Period. Nothing. Brad, I want a little bit more snow to disappear. Just because, you know, that dropped off 2 months ago. It could still be buried out there, so absolutely hard. Trump is a good man. He is, you know, I hear people saying, oh, he's so stupid. And you know what? Yeah, he's a billionaire because he's stupid and he's walking around career politicians like they're 3-year-old children because he's stupid. Come on. There is a lot you can say about Trump, but stupid is not one of them. That man is on top of things, period. You know what? That's the one who don't own anything that isn't paid for. And Dad always taught us if you can't afford it, don't buy it. So, absolutely, JR, I agree 100%. Drain it. I heard tomorrow, actually, Dad, is when the results come out. Like I said, I'll check on my, you know, the stub they give you. I'll just check and see. Like, I had some early kites in the first batch, and you know, I did last year too, and it all averaged out to 172.30 a dog. So I mean, my early ones aren't going to hurt me that bad because so nice dogs. What can I say? Well furred is well furred. Yesterday, I thought it ended the day. Right on, Lonnie. I'm glad to hear that, man. Take care of it, man. The sooner you're out from under that shit and interest and all that, the better off you are, man. Maybe we'll get my little tank out here next week and we'll get some video of that too. That's kind of a cool unit. It's kind of slow. I can't get over, I don't know. I think if you're got her wide open and leaning forward, you might get 22 miles an hour out of it, but that might be a little overkill. Maybe 20 to 22, I'd say top end. But if you're in a stubble or summer fall or field, you ain't doing 22 miles an hour, man, or it'll flip right over that little bugger. I gotta remember to put the plugs in case I gotta go across a slough or something. I'll get it out here. Pete will give it the once over. He is a pretty talented mechanic, so. 102 thumbs up. Yep. Right on. Oh, I like it. Cheers, guys. Like I said, this year was all you guys, man. I just showed you what I was doing every day. You guys are the ones that come out and made this all happen. So I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Hope nobody drunk and can't lift his beer. I hope he had a drink with me. My bag of hash browns and 6 eggs is starting to wear off. I think I'm going to be hungry again. I took a whole big bag of venison ribs out of the deep freeze. They'll be tomorrow. Somebody said put some cooking on, so I'm going to probably do that. I'll show you how I cook up deer ribs too. You guys are awesome. I'm your hero. You want to invite me fishing? There's Chad. I was thinking that maybe you passed out in a swimming pool full of tequila or something there. You know, I should have went and got a deer last fall because I might, if this turns out, I'm pretty sure they've already found me guilty, but I mean, I know I shouldn't say that, but Lonnie, I'd be happy to come down and see you, and I'm pretty sure that you're not doing much wrong. It's just kind of sort of, Jeff. I don't think I got you on my friend list again, so just get a hold of me, put your name on there, and I'll. That's what he was, Don. The one I got is little 4x4, small 4x4, and it's got some actual meat on the bone. So I'll probably boil them first, and once they get all juicy and boiled up, then I'll roll them over in some roasted garlic and pepper and some onions, salt and garlic salt, and get them dried out a little bit and put them in and on a cookie sheet and cook them at about 225 for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and might put a little barbecue sauce on some of them just so they're all, a little different each of them. So, okay, I got no idea what my timer's doing. Now it's counting down. Weird. It was going up until that bullshit happened. Now it's counting down from 72 minutes. And actually, it called it an hour and 12 minutes before, and now it's counting it down as 71 minutes. Crazy. If it does, I'm taking shrapnel in the face, so maybe that'll improve my looks. Hey, Evie, glad you can make it. I didn't think you'd do it with all the goat soap you're making. Damn cute little little goats you have there. They sure aren't little anymore. They grew pretty quick. Unreal. It'd be annoying going to your place. You'd have the goats banging into you, butting you in the back of the legs and hamstringing you or whatever. Absolutely, Lonnie. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure you've seen my place enough in my videos to know which is my house. You still got the slow cooker on?
No, it's off.
Well, I just wonder what that noise is back there.
Dishwasher.
Oh, is that the dishwasher? Okay. Damn it. They make what big up north, Evie? Not goats. We're not talking goats now, are we? Well, I'm not even a 9 iron away from the co-op. I'm to the west, first house on the west side of it. Look for the coyote carcasses. There you go. And I don't know how anything's sold yet, and I'm not gonna get all in a panic. I know people are spreading rumors about nothing selling, and I don't believe that for a second. I really don't. Not for the kind of demand, all these guys buying up hides and stuff. Because, like I'm telling you, if they screwed me on my fur again, that's their last chance. Rob, we don't know, buddy. 30. Don, what do you mean? No, Lonnie, pull up in front of my house and block the whole road off if you want. They can go around. I'm not known for being overly courteous to people here, and you know what? I don't cause a lot of trouble ever, and I might as well be invisible other than all the pile of dead shit out there. So if you park on the road, park on the road. They can go around. That being said, all you other people from the hamlet here, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Because I know nobody else from the hamlet is watching. So, no, you park right in front of my house, man. I know my cousin showed up. He was driving semi for somebody, and he had a 70-foot cube on the back, and he backed right into my yard. So, but that was before I built my shop. So, I was actually pretty impressed. He backed that long unit into right through my driveway and my approach and everything. A little bit of driving skill there. We've been so dry out here, though, you could probably drive right across my lawn and everything and just sink in, even if you're loaded. I hope we get some water. Like I said, I don't remember the last year I never caught a mink, and maybe it hasn't happened is what I don't remember, but. And I know you don't have to have just water for them, but I never really put a lot of effort into them. And I think I'm going to try and mix up my little traps next year and my mink traps, because I'm thinking whoever told me that the mink are scared of those rat traps might be right, even though I have caught mink in them before. But I just don't think there's any around, to tell you the truth. Is it getting too dark for you guys here? Because I could flip a light on. Pete's a rich organic farmer, and he can afford the electricity.
This light switch right beside it, closest to the fridge.
Closest to the fridge?
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that.
That help?
I can see my beautiful face again. Nobody's talking, though. Because it's not scrolling. Okay, I missed all that. I gotta go right to here we go. I seen my other driver laid it over and phone. What? Was one of your guys. Hey, Morris. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, save a lot of deer. Never too dark for my ugly mug. You got that right, David. I am one of the best looking guys in total darkness. Everybody, I'm glad you came back. I don't know what happened there other than I think it was that emergency broadcast system. Every day we get 2 or 3 of them here, and nobody's sick out here. Like not nobody knows anybody's sick here. I mean, If you put it on Facebook and say, does anybody know it? Of course, then guys want to seem important and they know somebody that's sick, but you never hear a name or anything, so. I think it would take probably 3,500 miles, but I hear you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, Pete,
What?
I'm ready for another sissy. Are you sitting in now?
No.
Are you not drinking that draft beer or what?
No, I'm drinking pop.
Oh, for crying. He's drinking pop. Really, Ambush? You know the guy or what? Muskrat works good for, you know what? Muskrat works good for muskrat too. I've caught so many muskrat using muskrat for bait, so. When I find a shallow little spot, I'd take a forked stick and put a muskrat on it and stab it down in the water. And probably the depth was like 4 inches around this stick. And then I'd lay a bunch of leg holds in there, and I've caught so many muskrat on traps like that with a muskrat for bait too. But you know what? I have not even seen a muskrat in this country for years now. There's just none. And whatever's left, I'm sure not going to take them because with the beaver, it's different. Beaver migrate. And if it gets wet here, right now the res up to the south there is full of beaver. Full of beaver, but I can't go on because I don't have a treaty card even though they want me to, same as Fishing Lake. And when it gets wet again, they will come out of there like they'll spill out with the spill. So I like 120s in my mink boxes and the McDonald's Golden Arch, but I've shown you guys that before. So I learned that from I forgot the Scott Blades. Damn, almost forgot Scott's name. He showed me that on the rendezvous in 2019, and it was like 40 some degrees that day. It was a hot bugger. But yeah, he showed me those McDonald's Golden Arch trigger. That cannot be beat for Martin and mink. I don't, and Fisher. I've caught some pretty damn big mink in those 120s. Looks like a real beautiful night, no wind or nothing, but well, for the amount I went ice fishing and I'll go to our store. Like I went to the store the other day and packed up a bunch of groceries there. Good cashier in there and me, and that's how I like it. So and grabbed a couple 18 packs of eggs. That'll last me a week or maybe a little more than a week. It's not windy here at all, Lonnie, and I don't know if it's coming your way or not, but it's pretty nice. Sunday's supposed to be 0. Monday's 3, 4 on Tuesday, so it's going up. I've had an up winter. It's different if I'm trapping, then I don't want it to be warm, but you've seen the trapping year I had. They don't. Holy crap! Hi, kitty. I can't tell one of them from the other. That looks like Anna. Bella's probably double the weight. I got beer, right? Minus 21. Yeah, it was only like 13, I think, here at the most. So I'm not sure with the wind chill, but ringtail, that'd be raccoon. Cotamunda, what the hell is that? Cotamuda. Have you hit rain there since the last 6 months? That's Lance, I'm back. I'm back in black. Turn the light on now. I'm back in the light. Cheers to all the TNT maniacs that stuck it out, even though I have no idea if it's a skunk or not. All the TNT maniacs stuck it out and waited till I got. That is Anna. What the hell? That's weird. You come right up to me. That cat's terrified of me. She's smelling my sock. What the hell is? Hi, sweetie. That's weird. That cat's usually terrified of me. I can't even move close to it without it running away for its life. Goats don't need their pens cleaned, I don't think. Right on, Lonnie. Thanks, buddy. And like I said, if I can't travel next year, I'd be happy to drive to Brandon. It's not even that far. It's probably like, I don't know, about $6 worth of gas in the Honda. I think I'm going to get a new vehicle though, and I'm going to give Pete the Honda for driving back and forth from the seed plant. It's a good vehicle for that. Warms up quick. It's cheap on gas. I mean, he could drive it for probably a month without putting fuel in it. Yeah, especially in the rain, Abby. You know, I took 2 loads of dogs out of that from the house, and that's 40 dogs. You'd never know I even touched that pile, so. Cheers once again. Then I'm gonna go for a pee and grab another beer. Yeah, me too, Lonnie. I wish my Abby was that cheap, but it ain't. But you know what? That Abby, if you hooked a chain to my bumper on that and a bumper on that Honda, I'd be dragging that Honda around like my bitch. I actually saw a guy on a beaver trapping channel saying, you know those bitch links I use that you screw together? Telling me that you can't use them for coyotes because they're not any good. Well, have you guys seen the chain I used to tie my power rams down with those bitch links? I was stuck in a snowbank and one of the commissioners came up and beside me and wanted to pull me out and asked about a tow rope. I said, I don't have a tow rope. But I took one of the chains from my power rams and used the bitch link on it. And he pulled me right out of the snowbank with that. So, I mean, if it'll pull a Honda out of a snowbank, I'd like to see a coyote tear it apart. You know what I mean? I don't care apart. Trap lines and inlines here? I didn't notice that. There it is. Hey, little brother. How you doing? Well, I like using chain too now, Brad, because you know with those moose when they hit it, sometimes they'll actually break the anchor when you're using those cable. They don't break the chain. My ram is still there. I've had them break 2 rams with it, but you know what? Ian replaces them for me, no questions asked. So just makes sense. C clips. I'm not sure what you mean, man, unless you mean those beaver clips that push in and push out. I use them on my rams, and if you accidentally catch a deer and he twists it, he gets right out of there and buggers off with your ram. It happened to me twice this year. I'm going all the bitch links next year. No more of those C clips, if that's what they are. Nice, Don. You'll like them. I'm telling you, you will not believe how versatile they are. I'll do a show again next year if I'm allowed to trap where I hang them in the trees. Because with the dogs, they might see them sitting down propped up against a tree, but they do not look up in the tree and see that. Yeah, I know some guys hook to the spring hole, and that is just such a dumb thing to do. I mean, unless you're hanging in the tree, then you want to hang it from the spring hole, and you'll want to take the anchor arm and wire it to the tree so that when they pull it, lifts them right off the ground, man. I'm going to do some beaver, I think, Lance. There's not a lot of them here, but I did promise one of my friends in BC a couple of beaver. he's trying to impress some chick, and I'm so far from impressing any chicks anymore. Next thing you know, I got him asking if they want to. Can I leave some things here and a toothbrush? And man, I'm done with you. I don't even want to be here anymore. What are you here for? Okay, I need another beer, and I'll be right back. Hopefully, it won't bugger off again on me. Pete, go sit in there. Get in there, Peter. Hey, Pete.
Yeah,
Do you got any beer left downstairs?
a couple.
That's all I need. Perfect. I'm gonna run to town. I'll grab you some tomorrow. I'll get you some of that queer beer, Bud Light stuff. Hope your legal drinking age, Dwayne. Just over the limit, Chad. I'm 21 and 1 day. Thanks, Don. I appreciate that. I had a lot of fun ice fishing, and I hadn't done it in over 3 years. I don't know what the hell. I think I'm gonna have to start ice. Wasn't scrolling again. That'll be the day when I fall down and can't get up. It's hard enough to. I'm like a weeble. I'll wobble, but I ain't gonna fall down. I know how hard it is to lift her back up. So, tell me guys, how you doing, Wyatt? Glad you could make it, my man. I watched you out filming geese the other day there. Oh, Jesus. Why is it not scrolling? I don't know why it's not scrolling. There it goes. I'm glad you could make it. Man, I got a whole fur room full of coyotes again. I checked on them today. They're fine. It's a cold room, and it's I could even let more cold air in there if I wanted, but plus I have a 100 square foot air conditioner if I need it. But I'll get them out of there before then. I just want to know if fur harvester, what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck me again? Because if they did, they ain't going to fur harvester. I'm not throwing good money after bad. So I will go see my buddy Don, because I know Don will give me a more than fair price. Tubbies comes on here as a bloody celebrity. Everybody loves him. I know I do. Amen, Don. Amen. Like I say, there's a pork chop in every bottle. You know what, Lance? I did work hard this year. I wasn't in the best shape when I started, and I finished out pretty good, and now I'm putting it right back on, and I'm not trying to, but I did have one guy say, didn't take him long to put a gut back on, and he's my favorite, all right. Whatever. Cheers to all the TNT maniacs. Thanks for coming back, you guys. I don't know what the hell that was. Oh, heavy, stop. Okay, everybody asks about that cord. Just all you got to do is read any comment from any video. They adjourned me until September 3rd. I called them Monday and asked if court was still on. Court is still on Thursday. I come in Thursday and they go, well, we're going to put you off until September 3rd because we don't think it's safe for you to be here. Well, you brought me here to tell me that it's not safe for me to be here? Like, thanks, Lance. I appreciate that. Absolutely, Don. Absolutely. I'm sorry, everybody. You can imagine what it's like for me. I got people calling me day and night and asking about court, and I put it out there. Like I on my comments, I even put it all in caps on them one. I'm sorry, I'm being a bitch. Northern Trapper's still here? Awesome. 50, what'd you say? 50? Thanks for coming out, man. I really appreciate having you here. Heavy, you never pester me. Love you, girl. I just you can imagine, right? Like hundreds of people asking me and I'm not making it a big secret. I put it down in the comments and everything. You know what I mean? I'm not making it a secret. If I was taught my dad, if you do it right, wrong, good, bad, or ugly, own it. And that's how I am. Northern Trap, you're always welcome here, brother. Just like I'll be welcome on your trap line next year to film some shows with you if I don't get to trap, right? 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 Promise I won't scare the locals. I promise that. I really can't. Heavy, and I do appreciate it. I'm sorry. I don't want you to take it the wrong way. I'm just like, I gotta say it like 300 times. You know what I mean? It's just old new. How you doing, buddy? Everybody wants me to tell them individually, and like I say, I try to put it out as a public service announcement, if you will, because I don't want to hold nothing back on you guys. I want you to know what's going on, but there's a damn cat again smelling my foot. That must be one damn good smelling foot. You know what, Lonnie? If I don't get to trap next year, I'm thinking that trap lines and inlines might get a visit, Northern Trapper and my buddy Brad, Team Ambush, and you, and I gotta be on the trap line. I have to be. I don't know what else I would do, man. 47 years. I just pulled my 47th year. I had one freaking mistake. I don't even want to go. You know what I'm saying, though. 47 years without a single charge under the Wildlife Act. And now they want to. Oh, I did it. I revved myself up. I'm going to have to do a little deep breathing here. And Chad, have a drink with me, man. Cheers, everybody. That shit pisses me off to no end. I could see if I was always a constant pain in their ass or they didn't even know my name until this guy phoned on me. And I mean, I don't know what to say. There is something weird about that cat tonight. Like it's terrified of me usually, and now it wants to be my buddy. Now I'm a little terrified of it. I knew you were, Chad. I knew you were, brother. I keep hearing the wind is whistling, but it's not the wind. It's Pete's dishwasher, and it's messing me up. Because those trees are not moving at all out there. I'll show you. I don't know if you're going to even see anything, but I'll show you. Isn't that beautiful? I think I'm gonna take my razor next show and I'm gonna take it all off. Northern Trapper, where are you from, buddy? One of my friends said that I was watching a show and right after it, a young kid from Hudson Bay came on. You're not from Hudson Bay, are you? I thought you were from up north. I know Hudson Bay's north, but I mean, I didn't think you were from Hudson Bay. How many beaver you got to do tonight, Lonnie? This is from Core Debbie. So that was the 19th. I have no problem growing hair. Absolutely no problem. I know that sounds like bullshit, but you know what, Steven? I tried that and they don't want it because of the gray in it. Pete, yeah, Pete could use it. Wait, he'll get a little older and I'll clean a brush out for him and he'll pass out. I'll glue it to his head. He's usually got a headgear on, so I know you are a little more follically challenged than I am, though. So, wow, try saying that when you've had a few beers. Follically challenged. But as you guys can tell, I don't have a lot of trouble here. I know I got a few comments from a couple of girls out there that when I was shaving, they wanted me to leave my mustache on, but I'm not a mustache. He's a mustache guy. And don't get me wrong, I do not like having a beard. I don't mind this because I can eat without getting it all into my mouth. But when it's this long, when you guys know what my beard grows like, I would not know what that was like. Wyatt, you give that little granddaughter of yours a hug. That was awesome. I saw that the other day. It was your 1 year thing, and that was so cool. I don't have any grandkids, but I'm not old like you are either. I'm young yet, so. Is my beard itching? I never itch, dude. £65 is a pretty good sized beaver. Lonnie, you should have been with me when I first started trapping out here. I was bringing 90-pounders home quite regularly. But that 101, that was a big beaver. That was a big beaver. Actually surprised the shit out of me too. 66 inches from nose to tail. That was a big beaver. Would have to put 2 pieces of plywood side by side to stretch it, and I didn't. But that's another story about how disappointed I am in not preserving that beaver. That's why the next one, we already got it planned. It'll be mounted and that's a big one. We'll try and get to you guys some videotape this spring when the ice comes out of that big one there. And I don't want anybody in there busting dams or shooting because I'll shoot too. That's my beaver period. And nobody has permission to be there anyway except me, so. And like I said, I talked to the landowner who happens to be laying on the couch right now, whimpering about his left hand. And he said we could leave it, so. I've been to Alberta before, buddy. It's like $17 worth of gas with my Honda. Well, I don't know about that, Chad, but I did catch 600 of them there in like 2.5 years, and there's not a lot of people that can say they caught 101.2 pound beaver. I know that for a fact. Actually, I was on a site and they were showed him a picture, and one guy goes, "Yeah, it reminds me of a couple of them that I caught that were around 112 or 15 pounds." And I went, "You know what? Bullshit." And I quit that site right on the spot because. And another guy that actually asked me to join said, "We've told him to quit exaggerating and embellishing in his stories, but I just don't put up with bullshit, man. There's no bullshit coming here." So my dad was like that. My dad was one of the nicest guys you ever met until you turned into a phony fuck, and he would not put up with it. And he would tell you right to his face. My dad was 5'5", 240 pounds, and he had arms on him like our legs. And I got big hands, but his fingers were much longer and twice as. He was not to be messed with, trust me. That's what I want to say. Have you ever seen a pit bull? He was like the pit bull of humans and not to be messed with. He was not to be messed with. I will leave it at that. He was a very, very, very strong man. And no pain. Never felt pain, ever. Yeah, just something about thieves and liars that I just hate. I just hate. I don't like to hate, but I mean, steal from me or tell me bullshit. What wild bill? My beaver? No, my beaver is not a record. The world record is 110. I missed by 8 pounds. But like I said, we got one out there right now. It's around the same size, and not all chewed up by the cougars or wolves or whatever grabbed this other one. And I will put a mount on that one once. We're gonna wait. I'll check him out in the fall. If he's so hard to judge, I mean, this thing is like a log. This one I caught, like he's a big beaver. You've seen the picture, so very, very big beaver. And it's hard to judge when they're in the water or even when there's. But once I think that he's big enough, I'm gonna take him. I know when I caught that 101.2 pound beaver, he was the biggest beaver caught in Canada in 123 years. And that was 4 years ago, 3 years ago and a bit. Yeah, you got that right, Wyatt. How old is it? I think. I'm assuming that you mean that beaver, and I would assume that beaver out there that I'm looking at right now is probably 20 to 22 years old. And I have trapped that pond before. And I have actually had lake holds tore right out of the and gone. Number 4 Bridgers. So I'm thinking that he rusted them off or got them off somehow. That I think that's the only. I do anchor my trap so that a bear couldn't pull the bloody thing away, and this beaver did. So, but yeah, I lost 2 Bridger 4s 1 year to him, and it might have been a toe catch. I don't know, but with a toe catch, usually they'll pull out on a good anchor, and like I said, I anchor good. I don't know. I don't want to speculate because when you lose a trap, usually you're pretty pissed off at yourself for. I don't get mad at the circumstances or the animal. I get mad at myself. So. You guys, anybody else drinking out there? Or is it just Chad and me? I think Chad maybe is spaced down in this little kiddie swimming pool full of vodka or whatever again, but Chad, if you're there, cheers, buddy, and everybody else too. Really appreciate you, maniacs. I'm sure you'll come on tonight to talk to you. It's been different. I could have trapped right till the end of this month if I had no idea they were going to adjourn me like that. Otherwise, I could have caught a lot more coyotes this year. So, a couple more weeks, I could have probably put between 6 and a dozen away, right, with three checks a week. Whatever. They're not cheering for me, and I got to realize that. I thought the CO was my friend. He ain't my friend. He is just telling me what I want to hear, and I can not reach back and pull the knives out of my back he's putting in there, but I understand what's going on now. And if you're watching, Dale, have a good night, eh? Okay, quit scrolling again for some reason. Sorry, guys, I gotta scroll through. There's Chad, still drinking with me. Doing some buds, Jack. Can you not afford beer or what? American by birth, drinking whiskey. My man. There, well, Bill knows. He said it after. I hear you, Big Water. I hear you. You know what, though? My problem is that like I said, I'm honest. If I don't lie, so why they would take someone who doesn't lie and make an example of it, I really don't get it, man. And like I said too, 47 years without a charge. I don't know. It depresses me thinking that they want to take my license after 47 years with one charge under the Wildlife Act. One charge. And it's a phony ass charge too. I took pictures and everything out there, and you cannot tell one quarter from the other. I don't give a shit if you're a farmer or you cannot tell. Even the rancher who commissioned me to get those coyotes wrote in the letter. I've got several letters from landowners, RM, commissioners that are listing me as I'm not sure what the word is, an asset. We'll say an asset. And the rancher that put this letter out said that he can't even tell one quarter from the other there. And if they have a problem, to call him and put his phone number on it. So, I mean, you know what? This guy had a camera watching me take my bait trailer in there. Because the day before they called me, I took a bait trailer, 12 or 1,500 pounds of moose and elk and whatever meat in there. He put this camera, and there's no other trees there, on another lady's quarter. And did he ask permission to go on her quarter to put a camera there? I don't know. I mean, I gotta follow the rules. How come they don't have to follow the rules? Thanks, Tubby, buddy. Take care of yourself, man. Thanks for stopping in. Dawn, I don't know what's going on, man. You know what? That'd be great. I learned a little bit from this, and that's that sometimes landowners are very desperate to get rid of animals that are fucking them, and not that they're lying to you, but they're not telling you everything you need to know, and you gotta really make sure on your own. Like I had one guy, a couple of calves killed after this, and his dog went out to try and help him, and they killed the dog too. And he took me for a long drive. I pulled up in the avalanche, and we went through field after field. And when I got home, I checked my RM map, and most of it wasn't even his land that we were on. I asked him, like, You know, I can't trap that because, you know, it's not even your land. I don't have permission there. He said, oh, that lady is 85 years old. She won't even know you're there. Well, that ain't how I operate. So, and you know what? It's kind of how I got Foo Bar in the first place by listening to somebody that was desperate to get rid of animals that were killing their animals. And I mean, it just seems like they're on the little guy too much. You know what? Enough. Leave the little guy alone. You know what? Another thing they care about too, though, trying to bring it back up, that comment. Come on. Brandon, another thing they care about is they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose. When they charge you, they don't want to lose. And they will lie, cheat, and steal not to lose. And that's wrong. Just like I said, I didn't lie about anything. I don't know what that is. Popcorn?
Yeah.
He got it right. He's making popcorn, Abby. She said, sounds like popcorn. Yeah. I guess Pete doesn't feel like he's fat enough yet either, so.
This is just buttery, not extra buttery.
It's actually popcorn, Abby. You're right. Isn't that something? You know what, Don? He pulled out there that one day when he came and checked my firearm when in the middle of the bush. And he's driving a 340 sled that's at least 20 years old. I mean, see, he was checking to see if I had a helmet on because he told me not to wear a helmet on my trap line, and I knew I didn't have to. But I talked to Pete and I got a helmet and I put a helmet on, you know, just to avoid confrontation. He called out about a week and a half, 2 weeks later. I don't have to wear one, like I said. And he called me but you know, he watches my videos and any little thing, like when I said raven candy, oh, you're poisoning ravens. And he's, you know, it's just bullshit. Get your ass out of your chair and go check. Okay, I'm trying to find him again, but it just doesn't pull up like it should. There we go. Well, Bill, I do have written permission. I have a very good book of everybody's signatures and power trip. Boy, Brandon, ain't that truth. Tom Blonde, how are you, Chops? You guys maybe heard me talk about Chops? Well, here he is, my friend from Estevan. Tell me, how you doing, man? Still catching walleyes like crazy out there or what? Well, I guess not now, but I mean, before the end of March. Hey, Chops, I heard the coyotes aren't selling worth a damn. I might have to move in with you and Sharon when I get to work there. We'll have to sit around and watch TNT videos all the time and drink. Tom Blonde. My brother Chops. I know if you guys have been with me for any amount of time, you've heard me talk about Chops. He's the guy that likes to bitch about my full ashtrays and needing headgear. Yeah, he's a consultant in the oil field and rich mother guy. But he won't buy me any of this stuff. He just, you know, he said I could have his laptop, I think, a couple years ago, but I have not been around to get it. I wouldn't know how to use it anyway, right? But I've known Tom a long time. He's always been a good friend. I think I got pictures of him and me from, oh man, years and years ago. That would have been like '06 or '07. Getting hammered. Good guy. Love you, Chops. Why is it not scrolling yet? Lance, thanks for coming out, buddy. Hey, Douglas. Glad you could make it, man. Did I buy anything at the convention? No, I don't. Dinner. I bought dinner. Thanks, Chops. I appreciate that, man. I'm pretty cash poor, but you know I'm always good for it. Derek days, no doubt. Chad, come on. Don't be a sissy. Keep drinking. Absolutely, Steven. What kind of knife did you get? Did you get a beaver flusher? And all my comments disappeared. Whenever I say anything, all my comments disappear. What? You got fainting goats? That's so funny. I've watched those before. They're awesome. Soccer ball roll by them and they all drop like, that's cool. Cheers, Wild Bill. Just got back from Colorado. Yeah, it sucks, Douglas. You know what? You guys are the backbone of the country. You know what? Show those athletes and those actors just what they're worth. They're not worth fuck all. Their opinion means fuck all. You guys are the backbone, and here's to all the people that actually keep this country running. Here's to you, Douglas. John Howell. Chad, I'd be surprised if you stop at one more. What's her name, Dave? Tell me, Olga. John Hall. That's a good question. You know what? I accepted a friend request from my brother, my blood brother, my mom's son, oldest son. I thought, you know what? It's been years. Never talked to him. Such an asshole, this guy. And I mean, I thought, okay, he's asking for a friend request. Frickin' near 61 years old now. I'm going to accept it. Well, the first comment I made on any one of his posts, he just turned right into asshole again. And I unfriended him. So he texted me this morning. He didn't know that I was such a snowflake. I said, you know what? I'm not a snowflake. And I'm not a gynecologist. But I know a cunt when I see one. And I'm done with you. I don't need assholes like you in my life. Told me, fuck you, and I said, right back at you, asshole. And that was it. I don't need people like that in my life. I really don't. I know my brother and everything, but he is the biggest asshole I ever met in my life. So. Holy crap, Tom. There you go. Yeah, I got my Chevy. A guy that drives a Ford is shit talking a Chevy. That's so funny. I hope you guys. I see Evie already said she does, but man, this guy, like when we were kids growing up, he was Russell the Great, Russell the Strong, and I slammed him. I was about 25, and he was probably in his, 27 or so, being a dick and at his home, and I picked him up and slammed him on a car. And don't get me wrong, he's not a little boy either, and he's built like a baby gorilla. But all I gotta do is slap the glasses off his face, and he can't tell where I am. So I had enough of this shit, man. I don't need that negative in my life like that anymore. So if you want to grow up, stay the fuck away from me. Period. I think I only got one more beer in the fridge, and then I'm gonna have to steal Pete's draft with the.
I brought you two up.
He brought me two. He still loves me. See, that's a good one, Douglas. You know what? I was supposed to be working right now, and they put us off until September. So I'll probably get a job September 2nd and have to take the 3rd off to go to this fucking court. But you know what? I'm thinking they adjourned it once. Why can't I adjourn it and trap next year? I can adjourn it probably a couple of times and get the whole year in. I'm going to play their stupid game. You know what I mean? I'm going to talk to, like Don says, talk to a lawyer. I'm going to talk to him. First consultation spree anyway. I wish I could get somebody, absolutely John Pete is the best brother ever. My real brother. My dad made me promise before he died that I wouldn't kick the shit out of him at my dad's funeral, and I promised him I wouldn't. And I really, really wish I wouldn't have done that, but my dad knows him and I are both pretty scary animals, so. And this coming from, like I said, my dad was one of the toughest men I ever met in my life. He was scared of absolutely nothing. And he raised his boys the same way. I will, Don. Chad, I do too. You know what? You can take the... That doesn't sound right. I was going to say you can take the bush off the boy, but that's not right. You can, I guess, trapping away from me. I don't care. I don't care. Game on. That's all I can say. Game on. I am more at home in the bush than I am in my house, so. Chad, you too, brother. You guys all are. You know what? I'm not sitting here because I'm making money, or I'm here because I like talking to you guys. You guys are awesome. Like I said, 444,000 views. Unbelievable. I appreciate it. Thanks, Chops. I knew you would, brother. And you know what? It's not like I didn't want to. I was hoping that my brother grew up enough that he wasn't so full of himself anymore. But he's not. He's just fucking 13, all muscle and no brain. Just like he always was. And nothing I can do about it, so. And nothing I am gonna do about it. I'm had enough of that shit. Okay, I noticed it was, like I said, 71 minutes counting down. It's not. 71 hours counting down. So I don't know if I've only got... I don't know. I really don't know what these guys' giggy is all about. I do know I feel like I gotta pee again and grab another beer, but Pete, will you come sit in and eat some popcorn and say hi to these people?
Today, sorry.
People are all... Okay, I just got 14 comments about come say hi, Pete. You're coming?
I'll sit.
Pete's coming, everybody. Hey, you can talk, you can speak.
Yeah, you guys got talk, so I can't read your shit.
That's okay. They don't care, just talk.
Oh, there's my ugly face. How's everybody going? I'm here. See? Just for a set-in for his... What do you call that? Wee break? Wee break, that's it. Nice bull. Leaving if Pete doesn't come. Hey, Stefan, how's it going?
I'm not sitting down like later, though.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty fast. What combines we have? We have a Gleaner L2 and a Case 2188 for combines. No, I don't trap. I just pull trappers out of the bush. How's getting better there? It's slowly coming. Hello, everybody. This is fast. They're scrolling quit again. I can't see. Yeah, truck.
Sled.
Truck.
No, I said only once with the sled, though.
What? Pulled you out?
Yeah, I remember when I got stuck in that snow.
Yeah, I remember when I had to pull you out the truck.
Oh, several times.
Yeah.
I just got once with the sled.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Harvey. Yeah, these things go when they come, then they disappear. Yeah, Yeah, I took the toll off when he comes here because I know how he is.
But you love him, right, Pete?
Yeah, and there's a steal to be with with that wall man. Who, him or me? Yeah, why is your scrolling keeps shutting off? Oh, here's Dwayne back.
I'm not back yet.
Oh.
I'll be back in bed. You're doing better there than I do.
Exactly.
They at least like
I'm
you.
good, John. Okay, here he is. Have a good night, you guys.
Nice little brother.
Yeah.
That was the man, the legend, the guy that pulls me out of a fucking ditch all the time. That was my bro, Peter. Like I said, I love him more than I love my real bro because my real bro's an asshole and Peter is far from an asshole. I don't know what you guys said or anything, but I'm gonna have to scroll back and check because I'm sure it was nothing good about me.
Never.
Tow truck oh, Don, you suck. Chops, you know it, man. You guys. Chops, don't be like that, man. I hardly ever give you any shit about the hand warmers on your bumper on your Ford. Come on. That was Peter. I'm really surprised he sat in here. He wasn't really feeling like it today, but he's a gamer. He is a good guy. Fucking right. He is a good brother. God broke the mold? I'm not sure about that. I'm thinking he probably dropped it before he made Pete.
Couple times.
That's my cigarette waving in there. Pat, just glad you're here, man. There's no late. You're here. Right on, old new. I had no idea what I was doing the first year. It was all about just trying to make videos, and I'll tell you what, when I go to work, if they ever put us back to work, I'm gonna start watching all my videos from the I got like 167, I think now, or 68. I don't want to talk politics, Dawn. I hate that frickin' ankle bracelet traitor. Oh, thanks, old new. I appreciate that, but like I said, I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning, and there's two-part videos because all I did was push pause on my phone. I had no idea how to edit. So if the phone went off, I had two parts, period. Steven, and you are more than welcome to do that. Well, I missed that, Chops. I didn't know you are fish eggs. I would have loved fish eggs. That's my favorite part. Lamb is so good too. Limp-wristed Trudeau, you got that right, America, or Bull, I mean. I don't know. You get first seals there, Don, I think. Almost 9 o'clock. I don't want to keep, well, I guess there's no school or anything, so he'll just come up and unplug me when he's had enough of this shit, so. Black Wolf, nice. Thanks, Georgie. Jorge, Mr. Moreno. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I'm not good with names. No, no Demorier. I'm a LD guy. LD, Lazar Dwayne. Black Wolves. Okay, Chad, you talked me into it. Cheers, brother. I hope you got yours ready to go too. I didn't pound it because Pete brought me up 2 of those Alberta drafts, and I want to put them in the deep freeze part so they're nice and cold.
So they're cold.
I'm not British like you are, Pete. Your idea of cold is like, oh, what are these? Oh, you get cream cheese. Oh, I'm taking a pack of those. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't take your food. You know that. That being said, though, I guess I've taken your food on a lot of occasions. And it quit scrolling again. Since they were Studio Red. Cheers, brother. I'm not going anywhere without my fishing rods anymore, Chops. I had such a good time fishing with my little brothers there. Not so much by myself the first day in that freezing wind, but I mean, with Todd and Sheldon, I had a great time with those guys, and I'm not going anywhere without my rods anymore. Tell you what, though, the way those jack are busting my line off in Regina Beach, next year I'm putting 75 feet of spider wire on both of those. That's enough. You know, Lonnie, when I did that last wolf that's hanging on my wall, I did the claws on him too, and it's labor intensive when you're by yourself, especially. It's worth it, but I mean, yeah, I'll tell you, Eli, I got down there right to the bottom knuckle, and then I got in there with a pair of my lineman pliers and wire snips and cut those right off at the toenail. So, Sheldon Mitchell. What does that mean, Chops? Sheldon Mitchell. I know Sheldon Mitchell, but John, good thing you quit, man. I've been smoking since I was, man, 15 or 16. I mean, everything I do, I associate with a cigarette, so. Dynamite, that would work. Pat, I am a triple nickel boilermaker and master rigger. Oh, Sheldon Ashworth Chops. He's a boilermaker too. I haven't fished with Sheldon Mitchell, I don't think, ever, but I do like the kid. He's a good kid. Always got along good with Sheldon. We've had some shits and giggles over the years. That's all it is, Bill. It's more habit than anything, man. You have a coffee and what do? Light up a smoke. Yeah, I like Sheldon Mitchell though, Tom. Don't get me wrong, Chops. He is a good kid. And like I said, I've had a lot of occasion over the years to work with the kid, and I call him House because he's big. He's like 400 and some pounds. I think when we're in Esterhazy, he was 460. He's a big kid, but I mean, harmless. I mean, I'm not scared of him. I mean, thank you, buddy. I'm glad you could make it. Trying to pull it back up. What the hell? You take care of yourself, Dave, and hopefully I'll see you again. Yeah, Tommy, I remember when he lost weight, he got down to 420. He's a big kid. I mean, he's a big kid, but I don't think he's He's not a killer. He's just a big kid. But like I said, I really like him too, so. I remember when he was just a young feller in '99, he started with the Boilermakers, and I told him, Father's Day, I said, you're gonna stop and get your dad a gift? And he goes, fuck him. I threw him over a bag of refractory cement and a double arm bar and said, are you gonna get your dad a present or not? He goes, oh, I don't know what to get him. I said, well, you're driving. Stop on the way home and get him 6 beer for the way home. Okay, okay, okay. And he bought him a 6-pack of beer, but Sheldon was only like 19 at that time, but he was only about 400 pounds then, so. No, don't get me wrong. When we were fighting with the ironworkers in Esterhazy, and they chased me back to town, and I stopped at the 4-way stop sign, put my watch on the signal lights, and got out. Sheldon and his dad came around the block, and both of them had baseball bats. And I mean, a 400 and some pound guy with a baseball bat seems a little redundant to me, but those guys buggered right off. I was ready to dance, but apparently with them the numbers didn't add up right for them, and I'm not afraid to dance with 3 or 4 guys. I don't care. I don't feel pain and I don't feel cold like most people, but it's all from Dad. Dad was very good at teaching us how to be hard. So, Hold new. Awesome. I'm happy you're with me, and thanks for coming out. I hope I can put some shows out next year with some dogs for you guys next year. I'd like to put 200 dogs on the boards next year. And with the territory I got coming up, I have no idea why I couldn't. So I'm moving into some real wild shit next year. So, hey, Tony Jones. Me too, Don. Chemical free? I do too, Don. You know what? I get a lot of fresh air, but I mean, I guys sure don't need the pack and a half of cigarettes a day either, right? Unless I'm drinking, then you can add another pack on that probably. I've had a pack and a half already today, but I was up early this morning too, so just had a hankering for coffee. I did not know that, Evie and Dawn. So if you buy a can of like a tin of Export A or Green Death or whatever, it doesn't have all the chemicals in it? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, you played out, pussy. Take care, brother. Love you, man. Wait till you see the size of the hole in the next cans of beer I'm drinking. Oh, Dawn, I got to smoke, not read. That's why what friends are for. Just tell me. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't like them going out. Well, American, Mr. Bull, really appreciate it. I understand that though. Hunter pipe tobacco. I've never heard of that. Don, you know what, or pardon me, Pat, is that I said it before you weren't here, but I uh I only started trapping dogs 5 years ago and I'm doing okay. I know I can do better, but I'm thinking if they let me trap next year, I'll put over 200 dogs on the board, so $26. Oh, you're in the States though too, yeah. Man, I spent over that a day here on these bloody things. No wonder I don't have any money, right? Prince Albert in a can. Hmm. That's an old joke. You got Prince Albert in a can? Yeah, we'll let him out. He can't breathe. Ooh, I'm not a mental guy. Yeah, they're expensive, no doubt about it. I do get fur. Doesn't matter. Even on a water trapper, I still fill my fur room. But I mean, there's definitely more money in coyotes than there is in beaver. Put it that way. But the whole thing is, if all of a sudden it swings the other way again, it's not like I don't know how to water trap muskrat and mink and beaver, raccoon, and you know what I mean. I'm been doing it a while. I've been doing it a while. I'll tell you what. If you got a couple extra lambs that you want to get rid of, I'll eat them, man. I really enjoy lamb. Brandon, I'm sorry I've been procrastinating. I got a parcel coming out to you though very soon, brother, and I will make it worth your while. You know I will. I didn't get any more money today, so that's kind of why I've been putting it off, but I'll take care of you, brother. Don't worry. You will not be disappointed. I know, Brandon. That's why like I said, you will not be disappointed. I know you're yourself too that you're gonna really like what's gonna be in there. So I haven't, Steven, because I still got probably 60 of the other ones left, and I know everybody's calling and they're saying they're gonna get T-shirts and hats, and nobody is, and I just can't throw that much money out there. You know, 100 hats and shirts is like between 36 and $3,800. I mean, I do not have the money, so. But I would like to put out a TNT Maniacs on the back up to my Giggy. Steven, you got some coming to you too, though, so don't worry. I kept your address and everything, so I got to go through that pile of paperwork on my table. You know what? I took a quick look today and I couldn't even find my slip for how many furs I turned in last sale. So you know what, Abby? I don't worry about that as much as most people, but I'm not sure well, Bill, but I think 45. I've seen you wearing that TNT hat before, John. It looks good on you, man. But then again, everybody that puts that TNT gear on, it just ups their game. You just that much, you know what I mean? David Gross, how you doing, little brother? Good night, Georgie. Ah, man, I hope I'm saying that right. Mr. Moreno. How you doing, David? I'm not about ripping anybody off, you know, that's the whole thing. And if somebody rips me off and I have to hunt you down, yeah, you're not gonna like me anymore either. I just always found that honesty is the best policy. And if I tell you it's coming, it will be coming. Trust me. I am not gonna rip anybody off. That's not who I am. My dad's been gone for, over 7 years now, and I still think that he watches over me, and I do not want to disappoint my dad, even though he's gone. I don't know if that sounds stupid to you guys or not, but it's just how I feel, you know. My other siblings go, "Oh, you're just like dad." Like that's an insult to me. That is the farthest thing from an insult to me. If you wanted to insult me, you're nothing like that. My dad was one solid man, and I had no problem being like him. Absolutely right, whoever said that. Wild Bill, absolutely right. I think so, Eli. You know what? I'm not the kind of guy to screw anybody around. That's cool, Gunner. Like I said, my dad's with me all the time. Everything I do and think about, I think about whether he would approve or not. And I don't know if it's weird or not, but I mean, I just don't want to disappoint my dad. And my dad is one of the most solid guys I ever met in my life. And like I said, it did not matter how big you were. My dad was 5'5". And no matter how big you were, I'm going to tell you guys a story. When I first moved out where I am now, a guy came up to me and said, "Your dad was Les Lazar." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I remember at the livery stable," and this guy was in his 70s already. He said, "I remember in the livery stable when we were little kids, we used to hang around there, and the guy at the livery stable was shit talking your dad every day when he walked down the street. One day your dad turned and had enough." And I had heard the story before, but not in the kind of detail this guy told me. My dad, like I said, was 5'5" and a pit bull. The guy in the livery stable was 6'10", and dad went in and locked the door behind him, and they were watching through the slats because the wood didn't match right up, so they could see through the cracks. They said the guy was so scared of dad that he pitchforked him with a pitchfork, three-pronged pitchfork, right in the guts. Dad grabbed the pitchfork, broke the handle off, and then beat the living shit out of this guy. And I've seen the pitchfork marks in my dad's stomach years later. And just kind of cool hearing from other people, like, yeah, nobody pissed with your dad. So, my dad was a brick, and I try to be a brick myself. My hats, I don't know what that is, US. I want 30 a hat and 20 a shirt, and that ain't outrageous at all. And plus, if the postage would be nice too, but my January 29th show at the end there, I did a placard of my prices on there. I don't think they're outrageous at all. And trust me, if I could afford to give them away, I would, but I just can't. Not at that kind of money. Absolutely right, well, Bill. I used to be a mink trapper too, Gunner, but I think I told you that. I used to put up some pretty big mink numbers, but I really like mink. It's one of those furs that you can lift up and hang there without curdling your milk, and easy to flush. And I just, you can sit down and do them. They're so nice. I really like I was averaging like $45, $50 a mink back then too, and those fur farms just killed everything. You know what? These protesters want to protest something. Protest locking these wild animals in a little cage. Like, Lonnie, 43, you're never going to be able to keep up with me anymore in the bush. Like, good night, trap lines and inlines. I didn't even see you were leaving. Sorry, man. I was probably yapping. Trap a lot of rats too. Oh, 57 was a couple years ago for me, Abby. But obviously, Canadian beer keeps you younger, so. Gunner, 54. So what we're basically saying is everybody in their 50s has no life and they'll hang out on. Okay, John, enough. Eli, one thing I didn't realize about you, brother, I thought you were from the Maritimes. I didn't know you were a States boy. You better have lots of gold left if you're going to keep up with me, young fella. Bait. Pardon me, the bait starts chasing the fox. That's when it's over. I'm not about to let that happen. I had my day. That being said, don't get me wrong, I just don't need the drama. I wouldn't mind having somebody there, but I don't need the drama. I don't need somebody complaining because my laundry's been on the couch unfolded for a month while I'm trapping. I mean, like, instead of complaining, fold the shit. Like, man, I better shut up. I'm gonna come off as a something. What's the word I'm looking for, everybody? Chauvinist. And that's what I do, Abby. That's all I do, man. You know what? I don't need the drama. I don't need somebody when I'm trying to sleep bitching at me because I'm did something that pissed them off. Like, come on. Got that right, Dawn. You got that right. Steven, I don't know. Pennsylvania, I'm thinking PA, but I'm not sure. Where else would it be? I'm thinking the Canadian here, like right here, right now, is the best Canadian in the world because I'm about to have to start drinking Alberta genuine draft. So this Canadian right here is the most important Canadian in the world to me right now. Come on, that's funny. You guys got to get a kick out of that. Apparently, no. Got that right, John. Got that right. Eli, where are you from? Eli, don't ignore me. Pennsylvania. I didn't know that. I thought you were an American boy. Especially with a red-haired old lady like Sarah, for crying out loud. Lonnie, I have large, extra large, and double extra large. Pennsylvania. I had no idea, man. I can't go help you trap next year then. I thought you were in the Maritimes. I thought I'd make a trip out there to Newfoundland. Awesome, Don. You know what? Awesome. I never did. I had two redheads that wanted to try and turn me into some fucking poopy dupe, and I wasn't ever gonna change. I don't care. What are you gonna sneak me in and under the wheel well or something, or what, Don? Ellie, I mean, Eli. Jeez, and that's without even having any draft in me. Eli, I would love to come out there, man. You got some beautiful country. I'd love to show you how to set up some killer sets. I really would. Like I say, if I'm not trapping next year and I can't get a trap line with someone else, I'm pretty sure Darren will let me on his, but I can't without a cabin. I just couldn't afford it. I have to have a wilderness cabin. I don't need power. I don't need none of that. I just need, well, I guess I need a generator to keep my phone charged and stuff and my camera so I could record it, but I'm not sure they're gonna let somebody that looks like a serial killer like me just walk across the border, Eli. Doesn't matter. You guys know that I'm an honest and upright person, but they look at me, they don't see what you know. So, and I've dealt with that my whole life. So, Heavy, I did not know you were Canadian. I thought that you were American. John, just between you and me, I haven't been able to touch that shit since November, and I really think that it would be nice to have one, but I'll tell you what, I actually can trap without rams, but I just like how easy they are. I did not know that, Evie. I thought you were an American up here and your ex was Canadian. I did not know that. Whatever. Like I said, Eli, I can show you. I'm not a one-trick pony by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I never even owned Conibers at the beginning. I remember when Conibers came out and they said they were going to replace leg hole traps, and how I oohed and awed about you can't replace a leg hole, blah blah blah. And you know what? I learned how to use them all. What can you do, right? I'm sure, and I'm not just spitballing, that it won't be long before they ban power rams. Trust me. I don't like to say that, and I think it's ridiculous, but I don't know what that means, Don. Chad is down, Wild Bill. He can't keep up with the TNT. You can use snares in Ohio, Gunner, or what? Oh, if I had my choice of U.S. or Canada, I'll tell you what, I'm a Canadian, I'm a patriot, and I will fight to the death because I'm not afraid of dying to make Canada great again. Period. I don't know, I can put any plainer than that. I love the States too. You guys have been, I like when we were kids, we went down there all the time, and you guys are, we're all North Americans, man. I mean, I was gonna say that you guys are just Canadians farther south, but you probably think that we're just Americans farther north, and then you know what? It's exactly what we are. We're all brothers, man. It's like your Civil War where the North fought the South. You were all brothers. We're all brothers too. And I sure hope that you guys help us get rid of our Islam problem and ISIS and like ridiculous what's going on. I'm not afraid to fight it either, but I mean, one guy cannot take on 10,000. Absolutely, like, absolutely. And you know what? I've got a few friends like BT Werner, and he says that some of the best fighting men he ever met were Canadian. So, Pat, awesome having you out, man. Really appreciate it. Till I die, Wild Bill. You know it. Like I said, when I get too old to set rams anymore, I'll smear barbecue sauce all over my body and sit at the base of a tree with my big ass 16-inch kill bar and wait for the kites to come. And we will have a good fight to the end. Oh, chips of steel. That sucks, man. You know what? I hate to hear a brother say horrible, horrible stuff like that, but you be safe, man. I'm gonna have another sissy. I'll be right back. Pete won't come back, so I'll just steal his lighter instead. Hey, Pete.
Yeah.
Want to keep it down a bit? I'm kind of talking here to my friends.
Almost fall asleep here.
You what?
Almost fall asleep here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up, man. Okay, where are we here? Put the seat up, Dwayne. I always do. I don't put it down, Steven. That's the whole thing. I'm a bachelor. My toilet seat's are up. It was funny on my one video where we went in the fur room. Pete laughed. He went, "You got the toilet seat up there." And I said, "My toilet seats are always up, man. No animals in my house that aren't smart enough to look where they're sitting, for crying out loud." You know, and the funny thing is, my last old lady there with my boy's mom be laying in bed and she'd get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and I'd hear a big splash and I knew I was fucking in trouble. So I'd blame the youngest kid because, whatever. But yeah, big splash. And you know what? If you're not smart enough to look where you're sitting, like, why is that my fault? I'm just trying to catch up here on what I was doing, guys. I'm reading. Mask out of a bra. I have several of those. I'm just kidding. I sure miss the Sioux. I don't know what that means. No, my toilet seats are always up, man. Hey, everything outdoors. Glad you can make it out, man. We went through some real trying times here tonight with the emergency broadcast system cutting me off, and I don't know. That's what Pete figured it is, and Pete's a pretty smart kid, so I'm thinking that he's probably right. We get those stupid emergency alerts once or twice a day, and I'm thinking they got something planned for us, and this is ridiculous. It's time that we took our futures in our own hands, man. Like, our grandparents are fucking disappointed in us. And their grandparents can't even believe that we're from them, I'm sure. I mean, if 5 million people went to Ottawa and hung those traitors, what do you think would happen? I don't know what a simi is, Lonnie. Semi, probably. I mean, it's time that we stood up. Like, if we stood up, their table falls over, man. That's ridiculous. Well, but I ain't staying home. I mean, I'm not going to force myself on anybody, but I asked Pete if it would be all right if I come here, and he said, yeah, you know what? We're not world travelers and haven't been to China in the last 2 weeks or a month or. You're absolutely right, Stephen. You know what? They're teaching that socialism shit. And you know what? Teach them math, teach them reading, teach them arithmetic, whatever, English. Don't be teaching them how to think. That's parents' job. I really, really think that we're going to see some pretty big things in the next month, month and a half, though. And I mean, bigger than I even think there is going to be. 13 black sponge. Yeah, no kidding, Don. 35 bluegill. Hmm. I know with the perch and walleye, we caught a lot of fish that day too, but a lot of them were small. And we don't yard them up hard. We bring them up slow because from 30 feet, you don't want them to spit their airbag out because then they won't survive. So, and we let them go. You don't have to bring them up quick. And that's why you see with the big ones, I brought them up slow because you can't tell. They're not biting like. Got that right, Don. You got that right. They're gonna try and take the food away from people, and I'm that kind of guy that blends right in, and I will make sure that the people out here that can't get their own food and stuff have food. I will make sure of that. I will not let the people that I care about suffer. Helped them out before, and I'll help them out again. 10,000 acre. Wow. If you only had a Ford that you could crash through the wall, you wouldn't want to do it with a Chevy because you'd want to be able to drive it again. With a Ford, if you got it to start and hit the wall, you'd be good, right? Look at this beer. I mean, I don't want to tip it. I haven't had a drink yet, so. But I mean, the whole top is open. Crazy. Yes, Evie, you can. You know what they call goat's milk when you make it into ice milk? Ice cream. They call it ice cream and cow milk. Whew, that is not Canadian. Yikes. Two and a half inches of ice? Oh man, we got more than that in feet. You guys watched my last video, you saw Sheldon sink that ice dogger in right up to the balls there, so. Heavy, you gotta get my address and send me some goat soap. I wanna try that shit out. You're probably hoarding goat soap though. You're gonna save it for like toilet paper for the apocalypse. I got a half a dozen rolls of toilet paper good for 6 months. You know what I mean? I don't. Half a gallon? What flavor? I'm not gonna eat it. I don't care what flavor it is. Isn't that true, Gunner? Those little goats are pretty cool. Most of the time, I don't even comment when I watch because all I ever say is those are so damn cute anyway. What the hell? That electric auger was really blew me away. I couldn't believe how good. You know what? I went in our store on the in Bank End here the other day, and they got lots of ass wipe on the shelves. So, ooh, I like vanilla. If I was eating it, but I mean, I don't know. Heavy, why don't you just pick something? I'll send you a weasel for it. How's that sound? We'll make a trade. That way there's no tax and the government doesn't get to spend our money. We just get to do it ourselves. Other than the $800 it costs to mail shit nowadays. Unreal. I still remember 1 cent postage stamps. I mean, and I'm not 100 years old either. Well, more closer to 100 than I am to 0, but. I never sent you my address, Evie, or anything, but I'm sure you know where it is on my videos and whatnot. So I will trade you a weasel for some soap, and if that ain't enough, let me know, and we'll. I'm thinking, yeah, after this much time, maybe I should try using soap when I shower. Dirty old bugger. Cheers. Is anybody there? What? Okay, it ain't scrolling again. Alaska, cool. I got to get my ass up there one year. Oh, my address. I think I sent my address, Evie, on January 29th video. That sounds right, but I'm not sure. You know what, Steven? Bartering is, a way to avoid tax. And you know what? They just fuck our tax money away anyway. Look at Trudeau. Like he'll spend 2.5 billion on affordable housing in India when we got veterans living on the street and our seniors can't afford to eat. Like, I sure wish they'd arrange a cage match with me and Trudeau. I would love that. I mean, I'm much older than him, but I know I'm way harder than that little pussy he'll ever be. The only deal with a cage match with him is I get to open the cage, so I do, Tom. Hmm. I'm not sure what a tree job is. I know what a. Oh, never mind. Wow. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have that bear in my pit again, Wild Bill, once I throw all those dogs in there if I don't burn it right away. I know the magpies are getting confused and the ravens there, they don't know where to go, up to the house or out to the pit. I don't know why they wouldn't just go to the pit, but that's what I thought you meant, Eli. Mm. And I know you know exactly what I meant. Bear's good eating if you can get one that's not been in the garbage cans. You got to get a little bit away from civilization. I don't want a bear that's been eating garbage. Those great big ones, yeah, you don't want one of those either. You want the young one, like the 125, 150 pounders. Yeah, that's what you want. Something that's been eating berries all year and corn fed, yeah, or apples, berries, whatever. See, I did a video. Oh man, I don't even know when. I took my boy out to the bush and he lost my clip of my 22. And I went out there and I had the 32 Winchester with me. And like I said, all these low-lying raspberry bushes out here are dangerous for bear because they'll lay in those raspberries and just eat and eat and eat. And you won't even see them when you drive up to them. But generally, that Argo makes enough noise that it'll scare a bear and they'll run away. But still like to have something that'll knock one down. So. I don't know. What was that about sweet young meat? You knew as soon as you typed that it wasn't going by, right? You know, I still remember your video of that bear that would not leave when you were sitting there telling it to bugger off and stuff. Wasn't a very long video, only about, I'm guessing 30 to 40 seconds, but that bear did not give a shit what you said. I wish I could do that, Tom. If I could send Evie that to make soap, except I don't know if anybody would want more of that shit. I'm not impressed with our government here, and I think you guys all know that, but seem to be taking care of everybody else in the whole world except our people that supposedly they're supposed to. So to me, that's treason. I don't know. No, me either. Like I said, I would love for him to arrange a cage match with me, but he wouldn't. He'd just send the cops over to harass me and maybe shoot me or whatever, but obviously you guys have seen the way he sits. He has no balls, so. Well, Bill, you know what? I don't even blame Trump for not wanting having anything to do with that traitor. We don't want nothing to do with him either. Hi, Bella. Big kitty. How's my kitty? Well, that's Bella. Now that's Bella, the big kitty. Yeah. I don't like cats, but Bella's a sweetheart. Now the other one, I forgot its name, Annie. Something like that. Annie has been coming by trying to be buddies too, so I'm thinking they're terribly neglected here. I'm just kidding. And I hear Abby outside barking, so there's probably coyotes trying to come in the yard. Abby, don't go too far, girl. I told Pete when I come here to set me up with a rifle at the door, but and he's got some pretty choice rifles too. That 7.62 is an awesome gun. He says it doesn't shoot straight, but it's not the gun. I guess, I mean, they seem to like me. I mean, I personally think that they are the best coyote bait you can ever find, but can Pete give you some work? No, no. Pete don't want to pay for it, and I told Pete already that next harvest I will come and work for him for nothing. So, I didn't mean disrespect for you, Evie, but every time someone says weasel, that's what I think of Trudeau. Me too. Pamela Anderson. Yikes. All right. Obviously, you didn't hurt Evie's feelings. She knows what you're talking about. She's Canadian. Well, guys, we've been pushing like almost 4 hours on this. We should probably call it a night pretty soon. I think Pete actually passed out on. Oh, I got another beer after this one. Then we'll call it a night. Wow. Why is it not scrolling? He grew up with his father, like were you roommates or whatever? Just kidding. Good gun, eh, Don? Yeah, Pete can't hit anything from 100 yards with it, even. But I can. I lent Pete my 243 this year for deer season, and I was really surprised that he got a couple, I think 2 or 3, I'm not sure what he got, but I also see those bales, those deer are awful damn close. I could probably hip shoot him with my 32, how close they are. No doubt, Evie. No doubt, Evie. Everybody out here does. Now I heard that money that he's promised for Canadians is mostly going to international students and his chosen people. So there's no surprise there. I saw that coming. There is no surprise there. I'm thinking if we start on the West Coast and work our way to the East Coast and add a few rounds, we could clean this shit up in no time. Heavy, was your ex American or Canadian? No, when I shoot a deer, I'm usually not that far away because I sneak right up. I let them walk up on me, and I usually shoot them right where the neck joins the head. And from 100 yards or less, that's not a very hard shot. But I mean, I look like a sniper because every year I shoot them, I almost take their head off. So, but I'm very patient, and I wait for the deer I want. That's what I thought of you. I was wondering, like, and he's in Canada as an American, and you're in the States as a Canadian. And no meat damage. You're absolutely right. I'm thinking when I do my shed hunting, I'm going to do it with my 32 Winchester. Not saying anything about anything, but stock. You have a beautiful place there. And you know what? I watch your videos, and those frickin' cars go by your place way too fast for, you know what I mean? I'm a head shoot guy because you know what? I've seen guys heart and lung them like that, and they lay there until their lungs full of blood. And I mean, when I shoot them in the head, and the bullet goes in their neck and in their body with only one wound, they're dead before they hit the ground, man. That I use a 40 grain 22 bullet, which is a big 22 bullet. And if you're trying to shoot at them 150 yards away, you're probably over a foot over top of their back because it drops that much. It's a heavy bullet, and when it hits them in the computer, it shuts the power off right now. I mean, I'm not there to make animals suffer. I got trolls that tell me what a heartless piece of shit I am, and I'm not. I don't want them suffering. I've seen videos where guys stand there over a dog in a trap and talk for 10 minutes before they put this dog out. And I mean, it's not what I do, man. I'm not out there to make animals suffer. I'm happy when I get there and they're dead. And a perfect catch is great, but you know what? When you catch them, would they get both legs through and they get it around the waist? They don't live very long like that. It kills them right away. It's called blood pooling, and it clots and it shuts their heart up really quick. And people think, oh, they suffered there for 2 days. Well, they didn't because I haven't even been 2 days since I've been here. They die quick, and you've seen me catch them around the waist before, and there's not a lot of struggle there. You guys can tell that. And even if there is a bit of struggle, it's because I usually fence it in and they have to knock that shit down. So, I mean, yeah, that blood pooling kills them quick. So, I use hollow points wild bill. So, I got one beer left and then we're going to call it a night, guys. So, give me a second to grab that. I can hardly wait. Man, he's got bags. And I'm just assuming, I'm just guessing that they are cheesecake tarts. And I know that if I took one, I'd eat them all at once when I got home, so I'm not taking one. Plus, I gotta ask him before I do anything like that, so I'm not gonna do that. But anyhow, everybody, been awesome talking to you. This is great. I mean, it's been kind of, I know isolation for me and for like my friend Pete are two different things because he's got family with him and everything. I got nobody except dead coyotes. That's my family. And I told you, my brother tried to be my friend there, and he is exactly the 13-year-old that he's always been, and I got no time for that shit. Like I said, not a gynecologist, but I know a cunt when I see one, and that's what he is. I actually told him that a few years ago, and he asked me, "What do you mean by that?" Wow. That is pretty much self-explanatory. All you gotta do is read it. I do got family, and that's Pete and my friends. I got some pretty good friends. I mean, they're not everywhere, like all around me, like most people's. Like Sheldon, I know if I'm ever in that country, I got so many people that I can stay with, and Chops is another one. You guys met him earlier. Those are my family. My family are the people that I can count on and that know that if they need me that I'm there. And hopefully they're not just calling me to be the heavy guy. And if they are, I hope they have backhoe. What can I say? No, I got some good friends. Like I said, I don't know what I would have done in this country without Peter. Like he's a good friend, and I consider him family. And if anybody ever wants to fuck with him, yeah, you're gonna have to go through me first. Then you can have a piece of Peter if there's anything left to you. He's a good guy. I wouldn't let anybody touch him. I'm not saying I'm the toughest guy there ever was or anything, but you know what? I'm pretty hard to knock down. I've never been knocked out, so keep moving forward. Who said that? Wild Bill. You keep moving forward, brother. All of you keep moving forward. And just in case you haven't hit the hit the like. Come on, you guys, hit the like. I mean, unless you don't like it, then hit the dislike. Then I know I got to try harder. It's funny, I get 300 and some likes on one of my ice fishing videos, and I get 3 dislikes. It's really hard to take them dislikes seriously when everybody else likes it. And I'm thinking I know the people that are putting the dislikes on there. One is a backstabber, and another one is a trapper that was a wannabe, and I call him wannabe, and he don't have videos this winter. You probably know who I'm talking about now. Northern Trapper. You're still here. Good deal, man. Oh, Bigfoot. Don, you have a good night, buddy. Always a pleasure, man. Another hour before milk time. Like, it's like midnight, for Christ's sakes, for you, or, well, maybe not. It's only not even 10 here. How long did it take you to milk them suckers? Can't be the same as milking cows. They would not hold near as much as a cow. Man, it's been, oh my God, 20 some years since I milked a cow. You got a hubby there too, Abby? I didn't know that. I thought you were by yourself there. See that? Wide open top. It's like drinking out of a glass. I love it. Well, that never answered my question at all, Levy. He doesn't do anything. That's funny. You have one that just plays video games. And I don't play video games. Hi, you big fat cat. How are you? You know you can't come on the table. People get mad. I know you want to come. I don't know. You just. Holy crap. Jumped right on the table there. Ping pong table right beside me here. I gotta show you this. Cat jumped right up there. From over here. Right from that chair to over there. That cat loves me though. The other one's terrified to death of me. It might have something to do with coyote bait, the best coyote bait being cats, but I mean, I like these cats. I wouldn't do anything like that to them. Right, Bella? You big sweetie, you. But anyhow, I got a half a beer left here. What a pretty kitty you are. What are you looking at? I have no mice in my pockets. Stay away. There. Save one for last year's. I think stores appear out of the blue. Jeff, good night, buddy. Hates being outside. Like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You could see the cat? Cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cat. This cat, I think Pete weighed it and it was over 10 pounds, but it's not even a year old, so. Does he know that you have such a high opinion of him, Nebby, or? Steven, you know what? I've still got your letter and everything, and I'm going to hook you up with that email. But I'm not even going to lie to you and tell you how busy I've been. I've just been damn lazy. £23, wow. I went to a house party with my cousin, female cousin. She had a girlfriend. And I went in the living room and sat down. They were telling me about this cat they had. It was like a huge cat. It was Guinness World Book of Records cat. And talking about it, and they said it was 54 pounds. So I was sitting in the living room while they're out in the kitchen chatting and being all girly. And this cat walked around the corner of the couch where I was sitting down and went, "Mow." It scared the shit out of me. That was the biggest cat I ever seen in my life. And they wouldn't allow it as a Guinness Book of World Records cat because it had cancer. But I mean, I've never seen a house cat that big in my life. Like I said, it walked around and went, "Mow." Ronnie, you be good, buddy. Hi, it's time for me to work, Steven. I mean, like, I'm putting weight on again. I got to get back to work. Like, I don't want to be 240 pounds. I like being 220, 215. And I'm probably I don't want to step on Pete's scale. I'm going to guess 225 to 230 now. Yeah, I mean, I never saw a cat that big in my life before. It scared the shit out of me. Thing had a head on it like a tiger, for crying out loud. And right to the floor. Its gut was right to the floor. Not the kind of cat you go, oh, would you? No, no, I wasn't anything like that. It was like a holy shit. Coronavirus. I have to spit that out. Coronavirus. Light beer. Oh man. I seen that Budweiser Bud Light commercial with the. You probably seen it too with the two guys walking down the beach with a 6-pack and holding hands. Yeah, I'm not drinking that shit. Here's the queer times. Tonight is kind of special. No, I'm just kidding. Anyhow, guys, we got one drink left. Here's to all you diehard frickin' TNT maniacs out there. I love each and every one of you. Cheers. And I'm gonna try and keep the videos going. I know I said that years be gone by, but I did a lot better job this year recording stuff, and I'm gonna try and keep the videos going, no matter what, whether it's at work or my garden or whatever. You know what I mean? Even if I'm catching skunks, I know you guys will get a laugh out of that because I hate skunks. I just hate skunks. Like Indian food. My buddy Rich said he laughed historically. Pretty sure he meant hysterically, but that kept me up for a couple of nights wondering if it was historically or hysterically. But everybody, cheers to you. You are the guys that made this my best season ever. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Cheers. Wow. Whew. I can't believe some of the shit that comes out of some guys' mouths, but old guy, come on, man. I still knock the fuck out of you. Come on. Everybody, I'm gonna call it. I think Pete's snoring a bit on the couch there, so I'm gonna sneak out and try not to wake up or anything, but a lot of good live with you guys. You guys, awesome. I'll try and be back in a couple of weeks. We'll have a chat, and hopefully I can get some kind of video on for you guys. I'm gonna, like I say, get out there and do some beaver trapping, and there are. It's gonna be like finding gold out here, finding beaver, but I'm gonna try and get something happening for you guys, and it's all about you guys, man. It's not me, because if it was me, I wouldn't piss with the beaver that are out here, because there's just not any of them. So, but I do feel like getting out, and I like exploring, and I do have a vehicle that'll go anywhere. So out by Tom and Kim's out there, Hall Kioski there on the west side of the bush that I got nailed for trespassing, told me absolutely anywhere you want to go out there, just kill all the beaver. And I noticed there's a big house there on both sides of the road, so I'll get out there and check it out too. It's probably only about 2 or 3 miles from Pete's place, so I can do that with the Argo. So, but anyhow, you guys, appreciate you coming out. You guys are awesome. I miss you, and keep moving forward. Love you guys. Ciao.